e fala. Nós tá suave final de semana. Tá tranquilo, tá favorável. Tá tranquilo, tá favorável. Tá tranquilo, tá favorável. Vai, um brinde pro Zé Calcado. Tá tranquilo, tá favorável. Tá tranquilo, tá favorável. Tá tranquilo, tá favorável. Vai, um brinde pro Zé Calcado.
Okay, hey, welcome special. All right, testing audio. We're about to get started with this World Cup special. Do a few fun readings with you all tonight, just making sure I'm visible on all platforms. Okay, wouldn't be a live stream without sirens. All right, could I get some messages or emojis in all platforms to confirm that you can see me, you can hear me, so we can get these readings started? Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for subbing. Hello, I am free. We're about to get started on some World Cup special readings. If you'd like a personal, there is a link in bio. I would love to read for you. Or be sure to follow or subscribe so that you can jump on one of my horoscope readings where I also do personal readings. Okay, looks like I'm good on most platforms. Okay, so let me pull up my notes and get started. Oh, sure. You want to screenshot my nails? I am free. I just saw your message. Let me know if you can see it because I have a couple different camera angles going on. Is it visible? These are my soccer World Cup nails. Did you get it? Yes. Let me know if you can see it. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Just a little something for the theme. Okay, let me pull up my notes and get started. Welcome to my sparkly corner of the internet. I'm Shine, and this is Divine Shine Tarot with another celebrity reading live stream. Tonight I'm doing a World Cup special where I'll be reading on some of your favorite players and predict some of the upcoming matches. For those of you that will watch the replay on YouTube, timestamps and link to book a reading will be down below. I do celebrity readings for fun, but my passion is actually helping real people like yourself, so consider booking a reading. If you'd like to see a specific celebrity reading, you can attach your request to your donation. But the best support is free, so hit that like button and subscribe so that I can continue sharing these celebrity and horoscope readings with you. Okay, now let's get started with the readings. On lives, I try to just do brief readings, not deep dives, since I do so many different readings at once. I'll give background before each reading while I shuffle for me to connect with the energy of each person and also to give you context. Remember, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. No facts, no truth, just tarot. All right, so I am finally kicking off my World Cup special. We have some big games happening today. We are now in the round of 16. So it's been narrowed down from 40-something teams. We saw teams from parts of the world that some of us never heard of before. We have been pulled into what feels like a very emotional and proud series of games, depending on what countries you were rooting for. And there is a lot of buzz, interest, and celebration around most of the World Cup. Of course, there's also speculations. There is conspiracy. A lot of people feel that the FIFA is setting up certain teams to win. So we'll take a look at that tonight as well. So to start, I thought it would be fun to do a lightning round of who will win in the remaining matches of the round of 16. So yesterday was France versus Paraguay. France won. We also saw that Morocco beat Canada. So now there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches left. 2 are happening today, which is the one between Brazil and Norway, kicking off in a few minutes. And then we also have a match between England and Mexico later today. Later this week, we'll see Portugal versus Spain. That's going to be a big one. USA versus Belgium. Argentina versus Egypt. Switzerland versus Colombia. So that will bring them into the round of 8, which of course will continue to be narrowed down into the quarter semifinals, the semifinals, and the actual finals. So once we know who the last 2 teams are that will be competing in the finals, I will do another reading to see if the cards can predict who will win the World Cup this year. But let's get started on a quick lightning round of readings for who will win in the remainder of the round of 16 matches. So Spirit, starting with today's big match between Brazil and Norway. Will Brazil win this match today? Oh, looks like there will be a lot of teamwork. Oh, 3 of Swords in reverse. This is about healing, forgiveness. This is about getting on the other side of pain and difficulty. King of Cups upright. There's a lot of compassion. There is a lot of tolerance, consideration. This is someone that's very diplomatic. So this could be saying that the team may have a very good leader or good leadership, good morale, good approach, good coach. Ooh, Lover's card in reverse. This indicates bad choices, long-term bad choices. So they may not have the right people on the team. Let me pull a few cards out to see, will Norway win the match today against Brazil? Okay. Ooh. Let's see. I'm curious to see what else would have come out if I kept going. So let me, okay, conflicts, let's see. Okay, so maybe we will leave it at 4 because this is looking like it can go either way. Relations, conflicts, and competition. The Sun, though, that does indicate a potential win. But I think I'm going to cap it at about 4 or 5 cards since I want to move rather fast through these. So now let's get a few cards out to see, will Norway win against Brazil, Spirit? Let's get a few cards out to see, will Norway win against Brazil? One of the many teams that I was rooting for in this World Cup. I was rooting for the Congo. I was rooting for Haiti. I was rooting for everyone black. So that's good because both teams have a lot of black players. And it seems like one of the best players in the World Cup this year, Kylian Mbappe, although he's from France, he also seems to have some black roots. So it's really nice to see our black and brown people being celebrated and representing for their different countries. So let's get a few cards out to see, will Norway win today's game against Brazil, Spirit? Let's get a few cards out. And if some of you are sending messages in the chat, I'm not able to see it because it's covered with my notes right now, but I will circle back and answer any of your questions right after I'm done with these readings. All right, Spirit, let's get a few cards out to see, will Norway win? Hold on, it's falling apart. Will Norway win today against Brazil? Will Norway win today against Brazil? The first row indicates that Brazil might have optimism, but ultimately at the end with that Lover's card in reverse, we see the wrong choice being made. Now, what came out here for Norway? Too many cards. 9 of Swords indicates anxieties, worries, and paranoia. The Chariot card in reverse indicates a lot of aggression and a lack of direction or things going out of control. And the Nine of Wands indicates that someone is falling short of getting to the end of their goals. They have gone through so many battles and attacks that they actually need to rest to make it to the end. So I'm not sure that I'm going to keep these, but I just wanted to go through them in case they pop back out. Then that indicates that indeed these were intended for this reading. But let me just re-energize the deck again, because I want to make sure that there is no influence on the cards. And I will ask the question again. Spirit, will Norway win against Brazil today? Will Norway win in this round of 16 match against Brazil? Let's get a few cards out to see, will Norway win in the match against Brazil, Spirit? Ooh, interesting. Now we're seeing the Lover's card upright. So while Brazil may make the wrong choices, this is saying Norway might make the right choices. So they have Erling Haaland, who had a great performance in the group rounds. And maybe Haaland will be contributing greatly to this win if they get it. Now, we have the Knight of Wands, which indicates that the energy, passion, and inspiration or motivation that the team may have will go in the wrong direction. So this may mean that they will end up frustrated. This is about anger, impulses, and general lack of ability to release one's energy. So in terms of a team being frustrated, it seems like there's something that might happen that might not go Norway's way. Maybe they get some goals and they're disqualified, or I saw that there was a lot of like offsides. What's it called when they offsides? Okay, yeah, offsides, where they decide that the ball was not in the right position to count as a goal. So that might be some frustrating situation that Norway may be dealing with. Eight of Wands indicating that there is a lot of energy and a fast pace. Things moving fast that actually work in someone's favor. So that could indicate that they will be setting the tone for the match, perhaps. Maybe they are a younger, newer, fresher team compared to Brazil. Let's see. Could be wrong, could be right. For those of you that are keeping up, make sure you come back and let me know. And a reminder that these readings are just for fun. No facts, no truth, just tarot and vibes. All right, so let's see what team is next. What match is next? Next we have England versus Mexico. Okay, so we just did a reading to see who would win between Brazil and Norway. So now let's do a reading to see who will win in the match right after that, which is between England and Mexico. Spirit, will Mexico win this next match? I was just hearing from a little birdie that the game has started and there's already so much action in the game between Brazil and Norway. So I'm excited for them. Let's go, Brazil! Win them! Win them, Brazil! We need to keep some South American representation in the World Cup. Please, let's see them go to the end. Let's see Vinicius and Neymar. All right, so let's pull some cards on the next match that's happening later today between England and Mexico. Let's start with Mexico. Spirit, will Mexico win this upcoming match against England, Spirit? Let's get a few cards out to see. Will Mexico win the upcoming match against England? Or, yeah, against England. So we start off with the Ace of Pentacles, which is a good sign, indicating that one may have many opportunities, that one may be enriched with favor and the benefits of being organized, the benefits of having resources. So the next card is the star card in reverse. Ooh, that's never a good sign. This usually indicates that someone will not be awarded, someone will not get a trophy or some sort of recognition for whatever they are competing in. But let's pull a few more cards because could go either way. Ooh, judgment card in reverse. So this indicates that the team may not be able to reach their goals, because usually when we see the judgment card, this is about one's calling. This is about ascending into another level. So elevating and leveling up, stepping into one's purpose. But it seems like Mexico will not reach their goal or their purpose, as the judgment card can indicate. Ooh, another negative here. 2 of Cups in reverse, indicating that there is a disagreement, a separation, a lack of mutually beneficial agreements or connections. So I would say, based off of these cards, it does not seem like Mexico will win. I'll just take another look. Yeah, they need to rest. There's something positive about the past. Yeah, and they end with this good energy, but ultimately they will not take it. So I will leave that there. Ultimately, they won't win. According to these cards, Wheel of Fortune reverse, meaning bad fortune. They won't be lucky. And I don't know if the idea of calls, because I know in basketball they call it calls, but the idea of calls not going in their favor, perhaps, the unluckiness of not getting your calls in the World Cup, it seems to constantly be a situation of certain goals not counting because they're considered offsides, but perhaps there's other things that the referees can call or not call that could affect the Mexico team. Now, let's pull a few cards to see if England will win the match against Mexico. Spirit, let's get a few cards out to see, will England win the match happening later today against Mexico? Ooh, 4 of Pentacles. It looks like they are going to take care of the ball. This is being protective, being possessive. So it is starting off positive for England. And then we have the 2 of Wands. So they will not be executing on some plan, or they did not plan properly. We also are seeing the Page of Pentacles. So taking advantage of new opportunities, new resources. I don't know if they have younger athletes on the team that they may suddenly play in a different way or something. But so far, we're seeing more positivity in the cards for England, since they're actually holding this pentacle, which in this case, it looks like an actual ball. And this one actually has feet on the ball as well. So it seems like England is going to have a good handle or control of the ball. And I assume that that means they'll either have a really good goalie that blocks more of the shots from Mexico, or they themselves will have more possessions, more goal attempts, and more goals made. Ooh, 6 of Swords upright. So this is about moving on from a regretful situation, something that didn't work out too well, but you're moving on to something calmer, something better. So somehow that is positive. There's also this idea of travel with the 6 of Swords. So travel, I wonder if this is saying that because they might have more possessions or more goal attempts, they are covering more ground, they're keeping a high-paced game. I just wonder what the regretful, toxic, traumatic part might be. Maybe they're doing something different from what they've done in the past. I haven't watched that closely, so I don't know. Okay, not looking too good there. I'm just looking for a card that can make it clear to me if it's a yes or a no. Ooh, I guess I'll go with these. So while there will be a lot of uncertainty and anxiety with this moon card, or perhaps even illusions, like they think that they should be a better team in this matchup, there is still some additional information that they need to figure out how to beat this team, I guess. So it'll be one of those situations where as they play, they will adapt, perhaps. But ultimately, it ends with the Justice card upright, indicating that all the wrongs will be wronged, rights will be right. It's about karma, fate, destiny, and of course, justice. So it seems like in their case, if there is some discrepancy about how a goal is called, it will go in their favor. So since we're ending with this Justice card compared to the Wheel of Fortune card here in the Mexico row, I guess I will say that the cards look like England's going to win, but barely. Again, it's really close. All these matchups it seems like they can go either way, because at this point we're starting to get into the really good teams. So we will see what happens. For those of you that are following, of course, come back and let me know if it was right or wrong. And that's okay if it's wrong, because this is just for fun, just to see how many can I get right. I've gotten a lot of sports predictions right in the past, but today, since I'm doing so many, I am sure that some of them will go wrong. So not mad about that in advance. Okay. Or I hope not too many go wrong though. Just very interesting to see, you know, how much accuracy I can get through the cards with so much information consolidated into one set of readings. All right, now let's switch into the next match, which would be between Portugal and Spain. Whoa. Really big teams there. Portugal, of course, has Cristiano Ronaldo, the player that most people deem the GOAT, or at least one of the GOATs, one of the greatest of all time in the game of football, soccer. So he will be going up against the Spain team, which has the new young talent, Lamine Yamal. It will be very interesting to see how that match plays out. But in the meantime, I'll pull cards to see, Spirit, who will win in the match between Portugal versus Spain. Let's start with Portugal, Spirit. Will Portugal win in the match against Spain? Will Portugal win in the World Cup match against Spain, Spirit? Ooh. Looks like the Seven of Wands popped out, indicating that they will certainly fight back. This is about defense and standing one's ground, fighting off attacks, trying to stay on top. So Portugal will put up a good fight, and something about their defense will be very good. Ooh, justice. We just saw that in the previous reading. So this indicates that things may go in their favor. This is about balance and fairness. So I would take that to indicate that the calls, like the way the referees make the calls of the goals or whatever else, the yellow card, the red card, it seems like the calls will go in their favor. Things will be called fairly, at least, with that justice card. Ooh, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This is about someone, or in this case, the team. Team may not be putting up enough work, enough effort. And that's actually been one of the criticisms of the Portugal team, is that outside of Cristiano Ronaldo, they don't have that strong of a team compared to the ones that they consider the powerhouses, France and Argentina. It seems like Cristiano Ronaldo is the best thing they've got, and Portugal, the rest of the team, is far behind in terms of talent and ability, but we have seen some of the other teammates make goals in this World Cup run. So I don't know how accurate that is. I'm just repeating some of the perspectives that I've seen shared out there about the World Cup so far. But it looks like there's going to be a problem with putting forth enough effort, which, since it's a team sport, it seems to be reinforcing that existing narrative or idea that there may not be enough talent or hustle or support on the Portugal team to help Ronaldo take this team to victory. Ooh, but they again are going to put a lot of energy and passion into trying to win it. They're going to give it all they've got. So, based off of this first row of cards, it's feeling like Portugal might win. Let me just take one last card. Look at that. Yeah. I think this was one of the cards that just came out in the previous reading as well. This is the Four of Pentacles. And when I see these pentacles in a sports reading, I always consider them as a visual representation of the ball, the sports ball. In this case, the soccer ball, the football, got their feet on the football. So I would say that this indicates that they will take care of the ball and they will be in control of a lot of the game. Maybe they're the ones that are setting the pace. Maybe they're the ones that are very strong at blocking. When I think of taking control or having possession, being protective of the ball in that match. So now let's see what the cards say for Spain, Spirit. Looks like Portugal might win, but we can get some clarity by pulling some cards for Spain. Let me shuffle these as well. Anyone that's joining, I cannot see the chat as yet. I have my notes up as I'm doing these readings, but I will circle back and respond to all of you as soon as I get through these next few readings. All right, Spirit. Oh, should I take that? I was asking if Spain will win against Portugal in this match. And the first thing that popped out is the Five of Wands, indicating competition and conflict. So while Portugal is defending and fighting off attacks, Spain will be very aggressive and competitive. So this is another match where it's very well matched in terms of both teams are formidable opponents based off of those first cards, the way we're starting. Oh, wow, the star card. So as I said in the previous reading, every time I see the star card in these kinds of readings, it usually indicates a trophy, a win, you know, like getting the gold star when you're in kindergarten to indicate that you did a good job, some sort of recognition for one's accomplishments and achievements. So I would say that is actually looking now like maybe Spain will win. But let me continue to pull. Ooh, Five of Swords, playing dirty. This is about being petty and trying to win at all costs. So there will be some sort of desperation from Spain. They are not going to go easy, as energized and passionate as Portugal will be, and in control, in possession of the ball. Spain is going to give them a hard time. Oh, Five of Pentacles. So this is about hardships and struggles. And so even though I just said that Spain's going to give Portugal a hard time, it seems like Spain will be having a hard time too. It seems like they may fall short. So I'll just take one more card. Oh, yeah. Wow. I think I should definitely leave it there. I don't see it getting any better. Wow. Talk about loud cards. So hold on. Let me put this aside. Talk about a loud message. So this 10 of Wands indicates heavy burdens. So we will see Spain maybe struggle or be very strained in their attempts to try to get the victory from Portugal. They won't be able. It's too much for them to handle, too much for them to manage, which I'm surprised because from what they've been saying about Portugal, I would think that Spain is the stronger team the way they talk, but I haven't seen a match between Spain and another team as yet. I have seen the last match between Portugal and I believe it was Croatia or some other team. It was a really good match because they were going goal for goal. There was a lot of goals that were called as, I don't know if you call them ineligible or eliminated because of the offsides thing. But ultimately, Cristiano and the Portugal team were able to get the W. So, yeah, I was under the impression that maybe Spain was the stronger team, but the cards are making it seem like Spain will not be able to keep their composure. It'll be too much for them to control or to manage. And there's a lack of passion or some sort of dissatisfaction, some sort of depression, some lack of growth as well. If Spain is a younger team, I don't know. I haven't done that much research, but I know Lamine Yamal is pretty young. He's 18 years old. It seems like there is still a need for further development, growth and development of the team or certain key players, and something about their inability to withstand whatever kind of game Portugal plays is going to contribute to Spain not winning and Portugal winning. All right. I hope so. This is perhaps Cristiano Ronaldo's last chance to win because he's in his 40s. The next World Cup will be in 4 years. No telling if he'll be retired by then or if he'll still be playing for Portugal. So I do hope that Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal win, but I also kind of love Spain. I love Spain, the country. I don't know about their team, but because of that, I actually love both countries. Because of that, I'm kind of rooting for both of them. So I hope that the best team wins. But to finish off here, this Three of Swords indicates a painful loss, some sort of sabotage, heartbreak, betrayal. Very loud and clear is saying that Spain will not win, Portugal will win. So we will see what happens. Be sure to come back and let me know. Either way, good or bad, win or lose, this is just for fun. All right, let's set up for the next mini reading. Again, we are looking at the remaining matches in the round of 16. France and Morocco already won their matches yesterday. Today is a big match between Brazil and Norway, which I just did readings on. For those of you that are on the red platform or the purple platform, you should be able to rewind. But now let's pull a few cards to see who will win the next match between USA and Belgium, Spirit. Let's start with USA. Spirit, will USA win the upcoming match against Belgium? Will USA win the upcoming World Cup match against Belgium? So we started off here with the King of Swords. This is about a strategist. This is about someone that has a lot of intelligence and some sort of authority that is able to make good decisions. So that is a good start for the USA. Ooh, but then we have the 10 of Wands, heavy burdens, not being able to manage, not being able to withstand the skills, the defense, the offense, the goalie, whatever it is, from the other side that you cannot bear, you cannot manage. The Six of Pentacles, interesting. So perhaps the USA is in a spirit of abundance. I wonder what that means in this context. Abundant, giving charity, something about being favorable. Let me get another card out and maybe it'll help clear this up. Ooh, Queen of Swords reverse. Cruel, cold-hearted, dismissive, critical, bitterness. So I guess you'd be bitter about a loss. It seems like maybe the visual of someone giving to someone else. Maybe this could be saying that there will be a goal that will count for Belgium that won't count for the US. Like something will go in Belgium's favor. They'll be given something. Could go either way, but I'm feeling like it's saying that Belgium is going to get something going in their favor. Something considered like charitable, but since we're seeing the pentacles, it could be like something with the ball, like a goal or a penalty kick or something, and the USA will be mad about that. They'll be bitter about that since we ended with this Queen of Swords. So, ooh, yeah, it's looking like the USA will not win against Belgium, surprisingly, because it sounded like they were really good so far in the World Cup. But I don't know their legacy in the World Cup overall. Oh, it looks like I just got a message. USA got great news today. Their best scorer, Ballon, was suspended for this match versus Belgium due to a red card. Today, USA was told the suspension will not happen, so Ballon can play. Oh, thank you for that information, Javi. So that perhaps that's what this Six of Pentacles is saying. Something favorable has happened for the US, but I wonder what they are mad about. This is about being bitter or cold-hearted and cruel about something, some decision, maybe some other decision that's made. Let me finish looking at these cards. Since we followed after that with the Seven of Swords, indicating thieving, lying, cheating, stealing, it's looking like someone's going to play dirty or take advantage of whatever charity and favor they may get on the USA team. But ultimately, it seems like it will still result in a loss, since we do have this Three of Swords indicating heartbreak. And then the Magician in reverse, indicating that they may not be using all of the tools at their disposal. So maybe there is some other player that gets called out. I don't know the terms in soccer and football. When I say called out, I'm like, in what do you call it? In basketball, for example, if a player gets flagrant fouls, they can be ejected from the game. So maybe there's a situation where there's a strong player of theirs that won't be able to play because of an injury, because they're ejected, because they're flagged, whatever the terms are in the soccer football world. It seems like despite a few favorable things happening for the USA, as Javi indicated, one of their best scorers is allowed to play in this upcoming match. It seems like, unfortunately, USA will still not get the W. Let me see, the W. Okay, now let's pull a few for Belgium. Okay, I'm back. So let's see. I am catching up with... Oh, hi, Trust. Can you... Let me make sure my audio is on everywhere. Make sure I haven't been kicked out. Okay. So Trust says FIFA may be favoring Portugal. They gave it to Messi at France's expense in 2022. I hate FIFA and their backroom deals. Argentina didn't deserve the cup in 2022. Yikes. A lot of people have been saying that. A lot of people have been feeling that FIFA is rigging it, allegedly, for Argentina. But I don't know about that because the match I saw between Argentina and Cabo Verde this weekend was intense. Cabo Verde almost won. So if this is supposed to be the easiest route, I guess that just indicates that there's just a lot of good teams, that there is no easy route if you have to go through a team that is such a small nation but almost beat you. Vozinho was so good in that Capo Verde versus Argentina match. I was hurt to see that Capo Verde didn't win because they really fought. They were goal for goal. They were really great competitors against Argentina. And we can't even say that goals were taken away because I don't think there were any offsides calls. There were literally just regular goals in that game. So Argentina won fair and square, but I wish Capo Verde was still here. We loved learning about this new team and this beautiful country and their fan base, and wow, that was a very exciting match to watch. But let's switch back to this reading that I'm completing on USA versus Belgium. So based off of that first row of cards, it looks like USA will not win, but I'm gonna pull some cards now to see will Belgium win. Let's pull a few cards out to see. Spirit, will Belgium win in this upcoming match against USA? Let's get a few cards out. Will Belgium win in this upcoming match against USA, Spirit? Will Belgium win? Well, wait a second. Did I do one of these? Let me do one of these. Here we go. Spirit, will Belgium win in the upcoming World Cup match against USA? Spirit, let's get a few cards out to see will Belgium win in the upcoming USA match? Will Belgium win in the upcoming USA match? So we're starting off with Three of Pentacles, indicating good teamwork, collaboration. The team will be gelling, meshing. They will have good communication and make good plays, make good shot attempts, perhaps. Seven of Cups, making bad choices, making the wrong choices, or getting overwhelmed by having too many choices. Ooh, Ace of Wands. This is usually a big yes card. It's about passion, energy, inspiration, motivation, the universe offering opportunities for one to take the opportunity and run with it. So this is a favorable card, indicating that the environment or conditions may favor Belgium. I don't know if that means that the referees might be favoring Belgium, but we shall see. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So I would take this to mean protective, or 1 second. Did Brazil just score? Oh, okay. My stream fairies are keeping me posted on the current World Cup game, since the Brazil-Norway game is on right now. And I guess there are some New York Knicks celebrities in the stalls. So is that what you could? No, not the stalls, in the stadium. So there's some excitement about that. But back to this reading, Queen of Pentacles. As I was saying, this is about being protective of the coin, or in this case, we consider this the ball. Belgium is going to take care of the ball properly. I guess that means that they will not have, well, I don't know if that applies in this sport, but I guess that means that they will be able to execute on a lot of their plays. They will be able to get more goals in, or just have a better offense, perhaps. Look at that, 8 of Wands. This indicates a high speed, lots of changes happening quickly, but it ends up working in the team's favor. So it's looking like Belgium will win. I'm just taking out a few last cards. Guess I'll take these. 3 of Swords in reverse, indicating some sort of healing and recovery from what could have been a painful loss. So instead of the painful loss, Belgium will have the relief of a win. Page of Cups, getting started on preparing for the next round. So based off of these cards, it looks like Belgium is going to take it. Unfortunately for USA, if these cards are right, their time will end in this round of 16. But good luck to both teams. Go USA and Belgium. May the best team win. And of course, for those of you watching, be sure to come back and let me know who actually wins. If I have time, I will, of course, take a look as well. But I'm most excited about the Portugal versus Spain. Woohoo! That's exciting. I wonder who's really going to take it. All right, now let's switch into pulling cards for the next match. And for those of you that will come back to let me know if it's USA or Belgium, it's okay if I'm wrong. Don't be afraid to let me know either way. Okay, so let me just do a bridge shuffle here and we'll get started on next reading. Just check the chat. Okay, looks like I'm good so far. So, okay. So now let's see who will win the next World Cup match between Argentina and Egypt. Wow. Let's see what the cards have to say, Spirit. Who will win between Argentina and Egypt? Let's start with Egypt. Wait. Something told me to say Argentina. Let me center myself and see what the Spirit wants me to do. Oh, the TikTok is... Oh, no. All right, let me take a quick pause, guys. I have to reset one of my streams. It just got kicked off. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I just had to fix my technical difficulties as usual. All right, so let's pull a few cards for the next match between Argentina versus Egypt, Spirit. Oh, let me center myself. There we go. Spirit, who will win between Argentina and Egypt? Who will win in this upcoming match between Argentina and Egypt? So these flew out when I said Argentina, which is hard to believe. But this is indicating endings, painful endings, and completion or a sense of achievement. Very contradictory, but also a little ominous. So let me just shuffle properly and specify a team before I accept cards. Spirit, who will win in the upcoming match between Argentina versus Egypt? Let's start with Egypt, Spirit. Will Egypt win the upcoming match between Argentina and Egypt? So let's see what popped out. Oh, look at that. This is now the reversed world card, which the world card popped out in the beginning upright. But now that this is coming out in reverse, This indicates unfinished business. You will not complete your goal. You will not achieve what it is that you set out to achieve, Egypt. Oh no. Unfortunately, it's already looking like Egypt will not win against Argentina, and they are one of the two remaining teams from the continent of Africa. It's Egypt and Morocco, I believe. So I was rooting for one of the teams from Africa to at least get to maybe the semifinals, quarterfinals, just to see something different, but it's looking like Egypt will not make it. So then we have the Nine of Swords in reverse, indicating that after some anxieties, mental anguish, uncertainty, fears, worries, whatever it may be, there is now mental clarity. There is now acceptance. This is about a mental state that has improved after something, perhaps getting the worst of someone, or in this case, a team. So the team might be psyching themselves out. In terms of Egypt, might feel like, gee, we're going against the defending champions in Argentina, and they're going to be so difficult. And that mental state going into a game like that may work against them. But this is actually saying that they will get a grip on their mentality. So perhaps as they start playing Argentina, they will realize, wait a second, they're not as challenging as we thought. We might have a chance here. But it seems like they still won't be able to get the W. Well, how am I doing this? Yeah, the W. The W. I wanted to find a cute, oh, there we go. The W. Could you guys see that? Yeah, the W. I have a lot of different camera angles, so I have to try to give a little something to all of them. So then we have bad choices or wrong choices or feeling overwhelmed with choice with this Seven of Cups in reverse. Then we have, oh, this is good, partnership and mutually beneficial agreements or arrangements. So the teamwork must be good for Egypt, but it seems like that won't be good enough. They're going to be stuck. Hanged man. They will be stuck. There will be a sacrifice that they need to make to advance. Ooh, star card. Wait a minute. Let's see. So to finish off this reading, we saw the star card, which anytime I see this in sports readings, it usually indicates winning an award, winning a trophy, some sort of fame or recognition for a star player, perhaps. And it's followed by the moon card in reverse, sort of doubling down on what we saw on that Nine of Swords card, that the illusions and anxieties that someone had about the uncertainty that they may be facing, that is now cleared up. So this mental clarity, again, it seems to be coming from the fact that once they start playing Argentina, they realize that they're not as difficult of a team as they thought. They realize that they actually are equipped to perhaps beat them or win, and that it's an attainable goal. So maybe that's why it looks like there's an opportunity, a chance for them to win. And I just wonder if that's about the team winning or one of the players getting recognition for being good. For example, Cabo Verde didn't win, but everyone's been giving a lot of recognition to their goalie Vozinha because he was excellent. He was blocking so many goals and he left a great impression on the world. All of the watchers of the World Cup that had not known about him and the Cabo Verde team capabilities before. But then we finish here with this Five of Swords, indicating pettiness and looking to win at all costs, playing dirty, doing the other team dirty. So maybe Egypt might feel that they were done dirty, they were treated unfairly somehow in the match. But I will pull some cards now to see if Argentina will win in order to gain some clarity. Spirit, will Argentina win the upcoming match against Egypt? Let's get a few cards out to see if Argentina will win the upcoming match against Egypt, Spirit. Oh. Ooh. Okay, every time we have seen this Four of Pentacles come out in these prediction readings tonight, it seems to indicate that that team is taking care of the ball, meaning that they may be setting the pace, they may have more goal attempts, they might have better handles on the ball. I don't know what the soccer football version of handles would be. I mean, I'm used to hearing handles for basketball. I'm more familiar with watching basketball games. So it seems like Argentina will have a good handle on the ball, but I do also want to highlight that this looks like an executive. Can you guys see? This does look like an executive that's having it their way, right? Like, I'm in control of this. Because the idea of the Four of Pentacles upright, it's about being possessive and protective. There's a fear of loss. You want to keep what you have. You want things to go your way. So you're being conservative. But in this instance, we could think of the team either having good control of the ball, or maybe there might be some truth to the conspiracy, the speculation that the executives of FIFA might have things leaning in favor of Argentina, since we saw the visual interpretation that I highlighted there. Ooh, Page of Wands in reverse, indicating there might be some distractions or procrastination. There might be some immaturity in terms of how they react to the other team trying to play dirty. So I guess that is a hindrance. This might be a character flaw, but somehow that contributes into the reactions, how they respond to plays, or if someone actually starts to hurt someone. I saw in one of the games, there was like someone pulling someone else's shirt and something along those lines of getting aggressive and trying to hinder the other team or handicap the other team by maybe injuring one of their players. It seems that Argentina is not having it, but also they won't respond to that well. They're going to get combative, conflictive, and this is somewhat indicating some sort of immaturity or not able to accomplish what someone wanted or needed because there's a lack of passion, or there's some sort of discouragement here with this Page of Wands. Oh, Ace of Swords. This is about truth, honesty, power. So perhaps the strategy, the approach, the seniority on Argentina will help them get the win, because this is about victory here. Despite whatever annoyances they might have to deal with, it seems like Argentina will get the W. There we go. The W. Okay. Ooh, Hermit card. So they're on an island on their own. I wonder if that is, again, an extension of that conspiracy, that thinking that there might be outside influences trying to help Argentina along. Okay. Let's see. So those don't look good. And for whatever reason, we saw the Seven of Swords come out a lot tonight. But I'm not getting clarity on if they'll win or lose. There's these last few cards, there's a lot to indicate a loss. Let's see. Yeah, these last few cards indicating losing the ball with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, or general loss of opportunities, perhaps even financial opportunities, if there's any truth to the idea of a rigging, allegedly. Then we have this manipulative person in a position of authority. This could be a coach, this could be an executive, this could be a team captain or team leader. someone that is very sharp and cutting with their words, perhaps even manipulative or narcissistic, someone that misuses their power. And I guess that contributes to the win somehow, because it was indicating somehow that there would be a win. So I'm kind of confused about all these cards indicating a loss, because this death card indicates an ending, a necessary ending, a transformation. But then we see the Five of Wands, an end to some sort of conflict, and competition. So after that ending, it's clarifying that the ending is just the end of the game, I guess, or the end of some approach, the end of some strategy, the end of someone being paid off, allegedly, if there's any truth to that narrative, that conspiracy. But the Seven of Swords popping out again, indicating lying, cheating, stealing, thievery, might reinforce that thinking that FIFA might be heavy-handed in making the calls or the flags or whatever it is that they have control over, leaning in favor of Argentina, since we did see the Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords, that despite whatever cards indicate losing, there is still a trickster or some tricks up Argentina's sleeves that will help them get this victory. So last card I'll take is the King of Cups, and this is a person in a position of leadership or authority that is emotionally unpredictable or unstable or immature. We're seeing a repeat of this idea of immature. This is feeling like someone that's callous and detached from the emotional ties to the outcomes of these games. So someone that is cold-hearted and just wants to have their way is behind the potential win of Argentina. I pulled a few extra cards in this one because there was a need for more clarity, and I still am not 100% sure, because there's contradictory cards on both sides. But I guess if I would have to choose one, it's looking like Argentina might have their way, because it looks like while Egypt might deserve to win, there is this uncertainty or secret where Egypt is done dirty. So Egypt will be done dirty. This ruthlessness, this desire to win at all costs, is reinforcing that conspiracy that perhaps FIFA may be rigging, quote unquote, allegedly rigging things in Argentina's favor. So if Argentina wins, these cards look to be saying that it might be that they win unfairly. So we will see what actually happens. You guys come back and let me know who gets the W. I've been practicing this all night. Hopefully I get it right and can pull it out faster. Who gets the W between Argentina and Egypt, Spirit? You guys will come back and let me know. And if it's wrong, that's okay too. This is just for fun. So there's one more match in this round of 16 that I will do a quick reading on, and that is the match between Switzerland and Colombia. Let's see. So Spirit, who will win? Spirit, who will win in the match between Switzerland and Colombia? This is such a popular card tonight. My goodness. Let me shuffle one more time. Seven of Swords means everyone's just cheating, lying, stealing. What's that about? Everyone's playing dirty. Or the organization, the FIFA organizers are playing dirty. Maybe that's what that's saying, since it keeps popping out in so many of these readings. But let's see what the cards have to say on who will win in the match between Switzerland and Colombia, Spirit. Let's get a few cards out to see. Let's start with Colombia, Spirit. Will Colombia win in the match against Switzerland? Will Colombia win in the upcoming match against Switzerland? Will Colombia win in the upcoming match against Switzerland, Spirit? Uh-oh. Wow. The most popular card of tonight, the Five of Swords, indicating pettiness, wanting to win at all costs, and playing dirty. Hold on, let me fix my rings. There we go. Let me do that one more time. The most popular card that has come out in almost every reading tonight, the Five of Swords, indicating someone looking to win at all costs, willing to play dirty in order to get that win, and willing to be petty, a level of pettiness and deceit. So I wonder, what's that saying about Colombia? Is this happening to them, or are they the ones that are going to try to play dirty? We have the Justice card right after that, so I guess that is clarifying for me that it is something that is happening to Colombia. They're experiencing injustice. Things are unfairly going against them for the other team to win at all costs, perhaps. Wait, how did I forget, how did I get this? Was it upright or not? I think I'll stick to what I saw. So, Emperor card in reverse, indicating that some leader of an empire is not doing a great job. This could be the coach. This could be the leader or captain of the team. This could be the executives of FIFA. There is somebody making the calls or the decisions that is being too controlling and too rigid. They want to have it their way. So this feels like this is reinforcing this idea that there may be some injustice and unfairness and pettiness against Colombia because whoever's in control of the FIFA wants to have it their way. They want to choose certain teams to win. So just reading the cards, no facts, no truth, just tarot. Let's see what else we get out here. Ooh. Nine of Wands. This is about resilience and perseverance, trying to get to the end goal. So while Colombia may withstand a lot of attacks, it's just a matter of enduring a few more or one more in order to reach the final goal of winning that game, that match, and go on to get as far in the World Cup as they can. So defense won't be great, and they will not be able to win. Yeah, so it's looking like, let me just switch my decks here, get ready for the next row. It's looking like there is going to be something about Colombia's defense that won't be enough. So maybe the goalie is not going to be strong enough to withstand whatever Switzerland is bringing. There is something about things being out of Colombia's control. They're lacking direction, or they don't have enough control of the ball. But because we saw the Emperor card earlier of someone in the executive branch of either that specific team or the FIFA organizers overall being controlling, and this energy that started off the reading about looking to win at all costs and the unfairness and injustice of that, it seems like this is saying that Colombia will not have control over winning. And lots of interruptions today. All right, I am back. So as I was saying, the Chariot card seems to indicate that things will not be in Colombia's control, or we could consider that to say that things will not go in Colombia's favor. Things will be out of their control, or the ball may not be controlled well. They may not have good possession of the ball. They may not be able to block the ball well. They have an issue with direction and aggression. So unfortunately, it looks like Colombia most likely will not win. And there is something to do with communication and intellect that is negative. So usually this could indicate that someone doesn't want certain information to get out there, or Colombia themselves may not have the best plan, the best strategy. But because of the earlier cards, it's feeling like there is some truth that the people in control do not want to let that truth get out. And unfortunately, Colombia will be on the losing side of that. So now let's see what the cards say about if Switzerland will win. Spirit, will Switzerland win in this upcoming match against Colombia in the round of 16 of the World Cup? Let's get a few cards out to see. Will Switzerland win in this upcoming match against Colombia in the World Cup? Gee, I want it to be all fancy, but these rings are kind of getting in the way. That's why I keep adjusting while I'm shuffling. One more time. Spirit, will Switzerland win in the upcoming match against Colombia? Let's get a few cards out to see. Will Switzerland win in the upcoming match against Colombia? Ooh, Magician card upright, meaning Switzerland has what it takes. They have all the skills, the tools, the power. They probably have better players, the strategy, the leadership. Magician card indicates that they have all that they need to win. It's just a matter of them manifesting it and making it happen. But then we have the Four of Wands, and this is usually about instability in one's home, but we can consider this to be a goal. So this goal is perhaps not well protected, or there's some issue with them getting to the goal. This idea of instability of one's home, we can consider that their goal is perhaps not well protected. So there might be an issue with the Switzerland goalie. Let me get a few more cards out. Okay, Three of Swords. Every time we've gotten this card out tonight in reverse, it indicates that that team somehow manages to get the win, because instead of having a painful loss, instead of having the heartbreak of a painful loss, they end up getting on the other side to recover and heal and forgive. But it more so feels like it's a relief, like they barely got through. They almost didn't win, but they will have the relief of having the win despite something about their goal not being, their goalie not being, you call it a goal or a goalie, their space. Their space not being well protected or well handled. They will still basically just barely winning. They will still experience the relief of just barely winning. Did I get this in reverse? It's a Temperance card. I picked it up while I was chatting, so I don't know if it was upright, which would indicate balance, or in reverse, it indicates imbalance and impatience. So this could be saying that between their offense and their defense, one is stronger than the other. So that's where there is a lack of balance. But when we think of balance, we also think of the scales of justice and the unfairness of that. Since we did get both of these scale and balance cards in reverse, it could be reinforcing the idea of unfairness, of things being predetermined in terms of who FIFA wants to win, allegedly. No facts, no truth, just tarot. So perhaps it's saying that's why there's this relief of barely just winning by Switzerland, because if it was called fairly, Colombia may have won, but things may be like the internet thinks, that there is some truth to that conspiracy, perhaps. Page of Cups, Ace of Cups, Two of Wands, Knight of Wands. So I will finish with this. Let's see, the planning. Oh, lots of repeat cards. Let me see, what did I get here? Knight of Swords. Yeah, contradictory here. I mean, I will... guess I'll finish with these just to even it out since I have this amount of cards up here. I want to have the same amount down here. So this is saying that there's something about Switzerland's plan that they're not really taking advantage of in terms of not seizing opportunities. This may indicate that they are staying in a comfort zone somehow. And when I hear comfort zone, I'm once again drawn to think about either their goal space or their goalie area or the other team's goalie area. So something about the goal situation, not the actual like making a goal. I mean, the space of the goal is not as planned. So there's something they're working against them, including aggression, frustration, anger, all of this passion and energy going in the wrong direction is working against Switzerland. But ultimately, it seems like they get the victory since we saw this Ace of Cups. It's about new love, compassion, new feelings. But when we think of one's cup being full, it's like emotional fulfillment. I would take that to indicate a win because we didn't see any strong win cards in the first row for Colombia. So it seems like indeed Switzerland may win that round of 16 World Cup match against Colombia. You guys come back and let me know who actually gets it. It could be right, it could be wrong. Either way, I hope you were entertained. All right, so I'm picking up the cards so that we can now switch into readings on some individual players. Some of your favorites that were requested or that people are very curious about. Let me just make sure I'm still connected on all of my platforms. Let's see. I wonder if I should do the readings with this deck or that one. Feel the energy out and see. I'm a little drained today. I've been squeezing out all of my time and energy to try to catch up with the video clips on my channel. And that has been exhausting. So I am probably not as high energy as I usually am for this live stream, but I hope that you can still enjoy what the cards are saying. And I look forward to see what they have to say about these specific players. Okay, so first on the list is Kylian Mbappe. He is 27. He's a Sagittarius. He is from France, specifically Paris and Bondy, France. So he is in the World Cup representing on the France team, but the league team that he plays on is Real Madrid. So there are two questions here for Mbappe. The first one is, will Mbappe win the Ballon d'Or? Kylian Mbappe's name has been listed in the top contenders for this year's Ballon d'Or, which is supposed to be the top reward or the top award for an individual soccer player. The World Cup is the top award for a team, but for individual, it is the Ballon d'Or. So Kylian Mbappe is in the list of top contenders amongst Harry Kane, Lamine Yamal, and his France teammate, Ousmane Dembele, who actually won last year, is also still up for consideration. So let's pull some cards on that, and we'll also pull some cards on the inquiry of Mbappe's love life. He has a new girlfriend as of this year. She is a actress model named Ester Expósito. She's from Madrid, Spain. No surprise there since he's on the Real Madrid team. I guess they met in Madrid in similar social circles out and about town, and seems like they're dating and enjoying time. She is an actress that starred in a Netflix drama. There we go. Just catching up with all the notes. And we will see which reading we will do first. I guess because I just gave all that background, let me start on the reading between Mbappe and his girlfriend Ester. Spirit, what is the energy between Mbappe and his girlfriend Ester? Oh, that's a great start. The thing is, I don't know where did this break, so I'll actually continue to shuffle. But we start off with the Queen of Pentacles. I will give more information on that shortly. Let me just prepare this deck for the rest of the reading. Oh. Okay, Spirit, what can you tell me about the relationship between Kylian Mbappe and his girlfriend Ester Expósito? She is 26. She's an Aquarius, and he is 27. He is a Sagittarius. So let's see what else the cards say. Ooh, this is a good card. Knight of Wands. This is about passion, energy, inspired action. This is about adventure. So it seems like they have great energy between them, Mbappe and Expósito do. We also started off with this Queen of Pentacles, indicating that he likes that she seems very nurturing and loving. This is a protective energy, so either Kylian is protective of Ester, or he likes that she is protective of him. But this seems to be an attractive energy for him, and he's very attracted to her with this Knight of Wands. He really wants her. See, the knight is like rushing in on his horse, like, let me waste no time in capturing this lovely lady that I am interested in. Then we're seeing, oh, interesting, Queen of Cups. This is perhaps saying that she is emotionally withdrawn or emotionally drained, or she could be codependent and needy. It's either that she's too much emotionally or she's withdrawn emotionally. Like, hi, Snow Inter. I'm doing readings for the World Cup today, but I would love to do a personal reading for you. The link should be in bio on the platform that you're on, or you can just follow and subscribe and tune in for when I do the live streams for personal readings and horoscopes. You can get a reading on the spot. So I'm going to resume here with this reading on Kylian Mbappe and Ester Expósito. So while it seems like he is very attracted to her and he sees some nice, nurturing, motherly, protective characteristics of her that he likes, or there's something about her that maybe reminds him of his mother, or he would like to make her a mother, something in the energy that he finds attractive that's grounding. Because when we see the earth card signs, it's usually about being grounded, feeling foundation, feeling that things can be built long term with this kind of person. And he, as a fire sign, is energized and ready and willing to take action on this person. So he swooped in on a person that he likes, that he really finds attractive. But then I was in the middle of trying to determine if this card is saying that either she's not that into him, like emotionally her heart's not all in it, or she may be codependent and a little draining. She might be too much. But let's pull out more cards to kind of get some clarity on that. Wait. Let me see if I'll even accept those. Interesting. We're seeing a lot of contradiction. Oh, wow. Should I take all these? I guess I will. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Should I take all these? Okay, so let me explain what I'm seeing. Yeah, these are all relevant. I guess I'm gonna stop here because it's going in circles now. Okay, so we saw the Three of Wands indicating some obstacle or delay in the expansion of something. In this case, it would be a relationship that cannot grow beyond a certain point because there may be some issues. It could be issues with communication. It could be issues with travel, like international travel issues, something about not having enough trust, not having a proper routine or plan in place. Here we go with the sirens. It's not a live stream if I don't have random noise interrupting me every few cards. But fortunately, that one passed by pretty quickly. Hopefully, you guys didn't hear it. So we started off the reading indicating good things about the attraction and the interest, but now there are some roadblocks, someone being emotionally distant and detached or too needy and codependent, someone being limited by external circumstances such as a international travel schedule or something to do with one's plan, with one's approach is causing limitations and blockages. Then we see this Queen of Wands in reverse, indicating that there is some sort of aggressiveness. This is someone who's demanding. So as I was saying with this Queen of Cups in reverse, someone that may be codependent may also be demanding or jealous. This is an energy that's very catty. See this little cat? Meow. Someone that can get catty, and since it's coming after this Three of Wands. Oh, look, there's a question. Trust said Kylian Mbappe and Ester have no love vibes between them, judging by their photos. Yeah, I looked at a few photos of them and I was like, really, Kylian? That's what you like? But all right. I mean, maybe she's a great girl. Maybe she has a great personality, but I just didn't really see energetically, it just didn't seem like wow chemistry, wow attraction. But there must be something about her that he likes, something that either reminds him of his mom or something that indicates stability and something that he finds charming and trustworthy about her. Something about her is comforting, I guess. But here we have, again, I just explained that those started to indicate some problems or roadblocks, and then it's being reinforced here by the Queen of Wands, of someone getting jealous, being demanding, getting aggressive, possibly even catty. So since it comes after the Three of Wands that may have indicated something about international travel, this is starting to show some cracks in the relationship, possibly that because Kylian is such a international football star, he probably has to dedicate a lot of time on the road when he's not playing with Real Madrid, since he currently is doing the World Cup thing. It seems like the demands of his career might create distance, of him literally having to physically be in so many places at once, and something about that creates distrust. So she starts to get jealous and starts to demand more of his time and more of his energy because there's something about him being so busy with his moves, his travels, or his career ventures that makes her feel a little paranoid, a little suspicious. So then we see so many cards here that I don't know if I should take them all, but we see the Nine of Pentacles, which indicated that someone is enjoying the fruits of their labor. They're enjoying luxury. They're enjoying independence. They're enjoying comforts after putting in some sort of work. But I wonder if this is saying that because Kylian Mbappe cannot be as present in the relationship in order to calm down her anxieties, her doubts, her distrust for when he's away, when he's on the road. I don't trust that he is being single. I'm getting jealous. It seems like he'll splash some cash on her. She'll get to enjoy the comforts and luxuries of being his girlfriend to try to soothe that situation in a way of distraction, I guess. It's giving this idea that while she might feel alone sometimes, she will enjoy the benefits or the fortunes of being connected with a guy like him to kind of try to compensate for the lack of his presence. And there is some sort of weakness here with this strength card in reverse. So remind me again what the signs are. So he's a Sagittarius. She is an Aquarius. This is a Leo card, this is a fire sign card. So maybe she is weak to him, or he may have some weaknesses. It's about self-doubt, lack of confidence, and weakness. She is the one that may be weak to him. Like he has it his way and she doesn't stand up to him like, no, I need you here more. We need to do this. We need to do that. She kind of just has to bend to whatever he says goes. So she's letting that lion, that fiery lion, lead her instead of being a little more firm about her demands and her boundaries, although she tries. It seems like she's not strong enough in that relationship. Trust said Lucas, Haas, and Leo together at the World Cup. Toby also with them. What team is that? I don't know. I don't know the player names that well enough to know which one you're referring to. Trust. Let me know. I would love to enjoy that update with a little more context. But as I was saying, it seems like she's weak to Mbappe in terms of like following his lead and not pushing back too much on the things that are bothering her, because she has this resource to kind of fall back on. Like at least she enjoys the luxuries and the association of being with this all-star player. So then we have the Magician card. This is someone who's very manipulative. So it could be saying that Ester's intuition is not too far off. Kylian Mbappe may gaslight her a little bit about like, no, baby, I have to go fly here and fly there to do this and that. You know, but she's feeling her female intuition is causing her to be demanding and jealous because she suspects that those are opportunities for him to maybe have extracurriculars, start an affair, start cheating. And Mbappe may be manipulative in terms of finessing her with whatever verbiage, whatever comforts he throws her way. So she is weak to this master of illusion, this manipulator. And then I think I pulled too many cards out here. Okay, let me see if I can go through them quickly. Okay, here we go. Yes, okay. How did I have it? Yes. Two of Wands. So this is Mbappe keeping his eye on the prize, but also seeing that the world is his oyster. It feels like this is communicating that Mbappe knows he has many options and he keeps his eye on his options. Like when I said keeping the eye on the prize, it seems like the world is his oyster. And so it's hard for him to be committed. It's hard for him to be committed to one person, because we saw this Hermit card in reverse indicating just that. Instead of being, let me say that again, instead of remaining in your solitude and commitment to one person, this is about someone that's ready to get out there, ready to be outside. And every time I see this Hermit card in reverse in a relationship reading, it usually indicates that someone in that relationship is moving like they're single. Someone's moving like they're a bachelor or a bachelorette. And in this case, it feels like that's Mbappe. Maybe not now, but it seems like eventually he will be keeping his options open. He will be, let's see. Kylian's religion is football and the love of his life is Cristiano Ronaldo, Trust said. And he also said, the Lucas thing is still there. Okay. So, go for Norway. Woohoo! Go Norway. Oh, no, wait. I'm so excited for everyone to just win stuff, but they're going against Brazil. Oh no, I want Brazil to win. All right, it looks like there's still a lot of time in the game, or not a lot actually. Anyway, let me get back to this. So this seems to be indicating that Mbappe may be moving like he's single, like a bachelor or a bachelorette. But since I already said that this seems to be Mbappe that has a lot more priorities and a lot more options in the world is his oyster, he does not seem to really be that committed to, not specifically Esther, but committed to commitment, committed to just specific relationships. Now, this is what threw me off, and this is where I started to feel like maybe I pulled too many cards, because this Empress card upright indicates that there may be a pregnancy, or we may be reinforcing this idea of a motherly figure, which we started with the Queen of Pentacles that also gave some of that, this nurturer energy. This could be that maybe Esther and Kylian make it as far as starting a family together, having a pregnancy, or this could be saying giving birth to some creative opportunities, some creative projects. This is about abundance, fertility, creativity, self-confidence. So I guess maybe Mbappe is so confident about his work and feels that he has so many opportunities, this idea of abundance and fertility and the world being his oyster. It seems like this is more his priority, his career, and seizing all the opportunities and being outside is more of a priority for Mbappe. But he still likes Esther enough to keep her as his main, and he throws some cash and some benefits her way, or some favor her way, and comforts her way in order for her to stay put. And look at this. This Six of Wands is about victory and triumph. Oh my God, is Kylian gonna win the World Cup, or is he gonna win the Ballon d'Or? Because that was gonna be my next question. It seems like because Kylian's so focused on his career, he indeed continues to win some major accomplishments, and it reinforces his priorities in terms of like, yeah, I'm glad I'm staying focused on career first and the ladies last, because I'm out here winning. So I'm starting to feel like a little bit of like arrogance, a little bit of chauvinism, like, you know, bros before you know what, a little bit. But yeah, trust in the comments. You're not too far off in the joke that you just made, that Kylian's religion and love is the game of football, because it does indeed seem to be the case in these cards. Now, circling back to something that I was saying earlier about this idea of Esther possibly being jealous because of Kylian's priorities, Kylian's inavailability, Kylian's travel schedule, and her weakness to him. It seems like she, in fact, does like him, but she has a codependency. She demands to have someone more present with her while he's out here like circling the globe with all his wins and all his kicks and stuff. Yes, she is onto something with thinking that this leaves a lot of opportunity potentially for cheating, potentially for lying and stealing and thievery and shadiness. So while he likes Esther, it seems like he also likes having his cake too. What's the phrase? Having his cake and eating it too. So he likes having Esther's cake, but he likes all the other cakes as well. And he's just out here getting money, thinking about his long-term legacy. It's all about work for him. This 10 of Pentacles is about overflowing abundance and long-term wealth and legacy. So it's feeling like he feels entitled to keep his options open, to explore all the ladies that he's interested in, because he's got all these coins, he's got all these wins, he's got all these options. He's creating abundance, and he welcomes abundance. And it's reinforced by this Three of Pentacles in reverse, which anytime this pops up in a love reading, it usually also indicates infidelity or a third wheel or some extramarital or extracurricular some additional parties. What's the phrase? Two is a party, three is a crowd. So it seems like it is unfair for Ester being in this relationship because she doesn't get the commitment and monogamy and consistency that she perhaps wants. Long term, this relationship probably won't last, but she currently is letting him take the lead and kind of obliging whatever lifestyle he is leading her into because she enjoys being able to benefit from that lifestyle. And he is just doing whatever he wants to do. So it remains to be seen if there's any truth to this Empress card. Will they indeed make it as far as having a little bébé? How do you say it in French? A fille? Will they make it as far as having a little fille? Or is this just about birthing creative projects and opportunities? We will see. Hopefully it is the later and not the former, because if she were to have a baby with this kind of guy, she would have to know that she may end up being one of many, or she's just a placeholder, or something there will not line up with what her personal goals and preferences would be for a relationship with him. He seems to be sorry to say this as respectfully as possible, he seems to be for the streets. He loves to explore his options. He loves the ladies, and he feels entitled to keep his options. So somehow he feels that she's in this privileged position to be the main that gets to benefit from the look of being his main girlfriend. But it's not stopping him from exploring his options, keeping his options open, having his cake and eating it too. So I will leave that there, and we will see what will happen in the future for Kylian Mbappe and his girlfriend, Ester Expósito. Let's see. Trust said Kylian Mbappe has more chemistry with Michael Elise than with Ester. Yes. Mbappe is so animated with his France teammates. He definitely seems to have a lovely relationship with them. He seems to love brotherhood and just competition sports, football. He's connected to people that are excited about what he's excited about, which is this game that he loves and that he plays so well. So Ester and any other woman that will be in Kylian's life needs to understand that if you choose to be with a man like him, you will always come second. He has different priorities. And from the cards that we just saw, it seems like he looks at women as a great source of stability in terms of like, okay, great, let's just set this one up, lock this one down, that I like this option, let's keep this option, but I'm going to keep a few others. A little surprised to see that, because he just seems like a guy that is outspoken. I saw that he was taking a stance against advertising for like gambling sites or something. So that gave a sense of like, oh, this is someone that's kind of virtuous. This is someone that's... Let me see. Hold on. It's over. Uh-oh. It looks like Norway just got a second goal against Brazil. Oh no, Brazil, what happened? No, Brazil's losing. Come on, Vinicius. Oh my God, Haaland got a second goal. No, win them. All right. Well, anyway, let's move on to this next reading on Kylian Mbappe again. Now we're going to ask, will he win the Ballon d'Or? Because we saw the Six of Wands here in that reading with his girlfriend, Ester Expósito, indicating that he will be very successful and victorious and triumphant in his career ambitions. And maybe that results in a trophy, in a actual big win for him, either the World Cup or the Ballon d'Or. But here I will specifically ask about the Ballon d'Or because I'm going to do a separate reading for whichever teams make it to the finals next weekend. So Spirit, will Mbappe win the Ballon d'Or this year? It's feeling like a yes. This is the King of Swords, sitting upright. Someone is very intelligent. And since we see a king in his throne, it's feeling like a yes, because when I did a reading on if Michael B. Jordan would win the Oscars, this was the first card that came out for him. And I thought it was an instant yes, but then I pulled too many cards that swayed me in a different direction of thinking that it may not go his way. And ultimately he won. So anytime I start a yes or no reading with a king card, I am now believing that it usually is indicating a yes, but I will still pull a few more cards to see if I can get some clarity. Two of Swords, okay, let me try that again. Oh wait, Trust said, Kylian is a mama's boy. Faiza will decide who and when. She's a force to be reckoned with. Is Faiza his mom? Maybe that's why we got so many cards in the previous reading about just waiting to get some confirmation if Faiza is the mom, because if she is, then that makes sense. Maybe that's why we got so many of the motherly nurturing cards in that reading, to indicate that maybe his mom has a strong influence over who he dates, and she may be a guiding light or a muse or interceptor, like an external opinion or influence that maybe blocks or prevents him from really exploring building something out with other women. Thank you for that insight, Trust. That makes sense. Back to this reading on if Kylian Mbappe will win the Ballon d'Or. We're now seeing the Two of Swords, which indicates that a decision has already been made. A tough decision has already been made, and it could be that this is saying something about it's already predetermined in terms of who the Ballon d'Or will go to, and it was close, but the organizers already know who they want to give it to. Maybe they already know they want to give it to Kylian Mbappe. Queen of Cups. Speaking of mothers, here she is again. She's happy, but in this reading, it seems like it is once again speaking of favor, speaking of things going in Kylian Mbappe's favor and going his way, because he's liked. Whoever is behind choosing who will get the Ballon d'Or, they really like him. And I don't know if it's because the organization is French, right? The Ballon d'Or, I believe it's already rooted in France. And last year they gave it to Dembele, who is also on Team France. So maybe they've already predetermined that they would like to continue to recognize the talent on the France team. And Kylian Mbappe would be the perfect next person. Ooh, Death card. So resisting some ending, a fear of some transformation or ending. Okay, thank you for confirming, Trust. So Faiza is the mom. Yeah, that makes so much sense now then. I wish I saw that sooner, because I would have been able to give some additional context on those two cards that came out before. But now I understand that those cards, I believe it was the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress card, were speaking about Kylian's mom, not necessarily Ester becoming a mom. That makes sense. And then you said, is Kylian and Esther going to have a success long-term relationship or possibly break up soon? You know what? I'll pull some more cards for that because I was unclear on that too. And I feel like I pulled too many cards and I feel like I just need to maybe try this deck because there was something about this deck that I wasn't getting much clarity from. Oh, Faiza, Kylian Mbappe's mom, Faiza, runs his business and finances according to Trust in the comments. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I guess it's good to work with people you can trust. Most people can trust their mom, their family, but I guess in that also leaves an opportunity for overreaching. So while she manages his business life, I'm sure that means that she also gets to be very privy of his personal life, and then she can kind of overreach or be overbearing and maybe controlling or influential in his personal life as well. So thank you for that background. I'll pull a few cards right after this to see definitively if they will stay together or not. It was confusing me when I saw the Empress card about a pregnancy, but now that I know that that was most likely about his mom, not about her, it's giving different context. So I'll see right after this. So now the death card in reverse indicating a fear of loss and a fear of some ending. If we are to believe that France has already decided that they want to give this to Kylian because they like him and they like having France being represented in that esteemed award, then this seems like it's because they don't want to let go of that shine and that recognition. But again, I will continue to pull cards. Oh, wow. Dishonesty. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it does indeed seem like Kylian will get it, but it's outside influences. So here is a celebration and socialization. So as I was saying, Kylian is very liked amongst that social network that decides who's going to get the Ballon d'Or, but he will have a lot to celebrate because it seems like he most likely will win it. But then we're seeing this card that says dishonesty. So since we saw the card that indicated that it's already predetermined, the dishonesty may be that, oh, the competition's still going on. We're waiting to see who wins the World Cup so we can take everything into consideration. Meanwhile, the organizers of the Ballon d'Or, they already know, yeah, we're going to give it to him. So maybe that's what the dishonesty is. And we have the, I agree with you, Trust. You said Mbappe deserves Ballon d'Or. He's an amazing player. I did get to see that in the World Cup. He does seem to be an amazing player. So if he wins, it is well earned, but there still seems to be something about the organization kind of setting it up for him to win anyway. Whether he was good or not, whether he wins the World Cup or not, it seems like they want him to win because they want France to continue to be put on this pedestal and represented with all of the prestige of that award, and for them to be able to celebrate and stuff, even if it's a little dishonest, a little controlled, a little predetermined. Here he is with his trophy, the Ace of Cups, which has different meanings, but in the context of this reading, it's looking like winning an actual statue, trophy thingy that lets you know you're the winner. And the industry, the business, the bosses are behind that decision. As we said before, uh-oh, it looks like I have an interruption on one of my other platforms. Thank you, Kuchunga. I'm going to go fix that shortly. So the last card in this reading that I'll take is the Devil card, indicating attachments, addictions, vices, bad habits, bad influences. So there is some sort of manipulation, external influence that is making that predetermined decision to go in Kylian's favor. But it's okay because I think the rest of the world will still celebrate him if and when he wins, since... Oh my God, Neymar's about to shoot a penalty? Trust just said. But there's no time. It's already at 90 minutes. Oh man. Come on, Neymar. Yeah, wow. My stream fairies are telling me that Vinicius had the opportunity to do a penalty earlier, but for whatever reason, someone else took the ball. Like he didn't get to shoot himself. That's crazy. Obviously, it should have gone Vinicius or Neymar. But yeah, I have it on my screen, but it's behind. So I'm still seeing just the 2 goals for Norway. But go Neymar. So glad that he's getting some burn. Getting a few minutes in the World Cup again. I think he had a few minutes in like the 3rd game that they played or something. Because his injury post-surgery recovery situation is still very precarious, so they didn't want to overwork him. But to finish this reading, it looks like Mbappe may get the Ballon d'Or. There's outside influences, and the people that are in charge want it that way because they like him and they want to party with their people, with France being put on the pedestal and continuing to celebrate amongst themselves. The business wants to run it the way they want. So it's a bittersweet reading because we obviously like to see that people win because they're good. But it's already been established that most people would agree that Kylian Mbappe is very good. So good for him. And let me shuffle again and pull some cards from this deck to clarify that reading between him and Ester Expósito, since I was unclear about the fact that his mom was so involved in his life. Okay. Norway won! No! Corazón partido! No! Heartbreak! Oh no! Brazil, I really wanted you to make it further. Oh man. I have it on my screen here and it's behind. I'm still waiting for Neymar to make the kick. Okay, he just made it. Good for him. They got their goal, but I guess since it's already at 90 minutes, there's no time. Oh no, that's sad. Well, congrats to Norway. Everyone's a winner and everyone's deserving of their wins, I should say. So congrats to them. Looks like they won fair and square. Or it sounds like they won fair and square. I didn't see the game myself, but good for them. Okay, so let's pull a few more cards to see specifically, will Mbappe and his current girlfriend Ester Expósito, will they last, Spirit? Oh, Trust said the Norwegian goalie won them the game. He was amazing. Wow. Look at that. I'm going to go back and see what my cards said. I think I had called it for Brazil, but there were a mix of cards in both readings for Brazil and Norway. So I will... Wait, what did I say Brazil or Norway? I feel like I said Brazil because I'm wearing their shirt and I was hopeful and excited for them to win, but I'll go back and see what the cards actually said because there were probably signs that it was for Norway, but I was being biased because I wanted them to win. All right, one of my streams is off. Let me just connect that and I'll jump right back on to continue with these readings. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Perfect. Still connected. Still connected. All right, great. So let me resume these readings. Let me be more specific and get more clarity on that first reading I just did on Ester Expósito on... Wait, let me say that again. Let me be more specific to get more clarity on that first reading I just did on Kylian Mbappe and his current girlfriend, Ester Expósito. Spirit, will they last? Will Kylian Mbappe and Ester last? Too many came out. Let's see. Okay, so we have cards here indicating immaturity. But first, we're seeing this curiosity over a new love. So this could be saying that right now it's so new that there is genuine interest. They will be dating for a while. And then we're seeing this Page of Pentacles in reverse, indicating that eventually someone gets bored or there is some sort of distraction. So as we saw in the previous cards, Mbappe may go and explore his options and be distracted with that, or be very busy with his job, with his career, with his ambitions. All of those distractions will take him away from building this relationship. But it indeed seems to be yes, isn't that pretty, the mermaid? So many fish in the sea. He loves to explore all the fish in the sea, but he will get bored and he's going to be distracted with other options. So now we're seeing the Strength card in reverse. And this is about being wise, being confident, and I would interpret that in this reading as the opposite of what we saw before, where it was previously saying that Ester will sort of bend or fold to whatever it is that Mbappe wants to do in the relationship, however he wants to lead. If he's leading her into an open relationship or whatever, maybe he's the boss. He's the strong one in the relationship that's kind of calling the shots. He sets the pace, he sets the tone. So while she's, let me say that again, kind of not my sharpest today, but I'm pushing through and persevering. I hope you guys can appreciate that. So this is saying that while he's into her, he is giving her the attention and the energy and the prioritization, but eventually he is going to get distracted and go explore his options, and he feels that that's his right. That's just how he moves. He's like, I'm going to do what I want to do based off this Strength card. He wears the pants in his relationships. So this Three of Swords indicating some sort of forgiveness. So she will forgive him over and over again in terms of like if he wants to step out and explore his options or have different priorities, even if he's not cheating, if it's just that he wants to spend more time with his teammates or doing his career and ambition stuff. And she's feeling like, well, what about me? I need more time for me. And whatever it is that she's like nagging him for, she will forgive over and over again. So that's probably why I was seeing in the previous reading that there was no definitive end. There was not anything to indicate a breakup, because it seems like she really likes either him or the lifestyle or both, and she will endure a lot or withstand a lot. She will bend to him, fold to him, because as I just said, we saw this Strength card in reverse indicating weakness. She will go along with whatever he wants because she likes the situation enough. She likes him, she likes the lifestyle enough to forgive and continue with him. Yep, once again, manipulation. We saw this in the previous reading as well, where it was the Magician card in reverse, but this time it's the King of Swords in reverse. So he has the gift of gab. He finesses. He'll say whatever sweet talk to charm her and to keep her in place and throw the coins her way for her to continue to enjoy those comforts and benefits. And that's enough to shut her up and say, all right, whatever, I'll forgive you and I'll just like stay in this. You're calling the shots and I'm just like, you lead, I follow. Yeah, he wants to be outside. Once again, Four of Swords, restlessness, feeling energized. You want to get out there. You want to be chatting. Kylian Mbappe likes to move to the beat of his own drum in his personal life, in his love life. So He will say all the sweet nothings, all the things that sound good, but it sounds like it's a little bit of gaslighting, a little bit of manipulation, and just saying what you want to hear to keep you put. So seems like for Ester, that's enough for her. She will accept it. She will continue to forgive because she wants to be with him and keep access to all of the benefits. Now, here's the first time we're seeing something about an ending with this death card. So eventually, it seems like there may be a transformation, a change in this relationship. That change one would think that that's a breakup, but it seems like it's going to take a lot. So they'll probably be dating for a while, and a while in celebrity years could be like, at least a year, a little more than a year. It seems like they will stay together for a while because there's a level of comfort that was a repeating theme in terms of she's comfortable with him. The lifestyle that he offers her, the way that he deals with her is comforting to her, even if it's dishonesty and finessing and manipulation and gaslighting. And he is comfortable with having her set up like, that's my Madrid piece. And then when he's in the US, I have my US piece. And, when he's in France, he's got his French pieces. Like, he likes to have a little something, in every area code, apparently, or just, he likes to be very free and very entitled in his personal and love life, is what I've been getting from these cards. No one can stop him. No woman can tell him what to do, where to sit down, who to be committed to, who to cut off. He's like, you just hold your place. Hold your place. And, here's a few like Louis Vuitton and fancy things. Come out to this nice dinner. Take these great photo ops. You're loving this lifestyle. Enjoy that, because that's just, it seems like it's like with him, you take what you get. It's what it's seeming like. But eventually there may come an end to that from Ester's side. She might say, I'm done with this, or he might get over her, since it seems like the interest is very curiosity driven. It's very much about, like, I like her for now. There's a spark, there's an interest. She's got this sweetness. She's got this sense of being or feeling grounded, thinking back to the Queen of Pentacles that we saw in the previous cards, and something about her being comforting, that he feels he could trust her enough to lock her into a long-term, what do you call it? Oh, I'm seeing your messages. You said, will Michael Olise sign for Real Madrid? His contract with Bayern expires in June. Interesting. I was going to do a reading on if Vinicius will stay with Real Madrid, because his contract is a little more pressing. There's rumors that they might get rid of him right after the World Cup. So I'm going to pull on that. And then maybe I can also pull for Olise if I have time and energy. I'm actually trying to get my energy back. But just to finish, it does look like there might be a breakup eventually, but it probably won't come as soon as people think. But with that Ace of Cups, lack of love, we're kind of getting some firm answers. So I would actually like to take it from here. She's going to get tired of fighting off these other chicks, these other faloozies, and not just other women, but whatever distractions, since we did have that idea of distraction, whatever different priorities and distractions Mbappe has in his life, she's going to get tired of combating all that, fighting all that, enduring all of that, and him calling the shots. This is his Sagittarius card, this King of Wands. She's going to get tired of him being so bossy and having it his way all the time. So eventually they will lose love in this relationship. Someone will fall out of love with the other, and that will be the breakup. And it seems like Kylian will just continue being the way he is, winning and calling the shots, being a leader, having it his way, both in his career and in his personal and love life. So we will leave it there. Wait a second. I just saw this painful ending. Yeah. Oh, sorry to see. I mean, I think it was in reverse though, so it could be resisting a painful ending. But either way, we saw enough cards in this to indicate that he and Esther are here for a good time, not a long time. So enjoy it, kiddos. And, you know, thank you. Next. Okay, so let's switch off into some readings on Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, Trust knows all the tea for the football players. Let's see what you're saying. You said Vinicius wants a salary increase from 15 to 20 million if he stays, right? Which seems kind of low. I thought the soccer world offers more money than that. And then you said Kylian is learning to cook. Aw, that's nice. That's actually kind of romantic. Ooh. I hope you can make macarons. I don't know if I said that right, but that's my favorite French pastry. I love a raspberry macaron. I just don't know how to say it. I can say it in like American English. I can't say it in French. Macaron. Yes, macarons. All right. So let's see. We're moving on now to some readings on Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano is 41. He's an Aquarius. Fun fact, he shares the same birthday as Neymar, February 5th. He was born in Madeira, Portugal. He is currently representing Portugal in the World Cup, and he plays on the Al Nassr team for Saudi Arabia. So, while Cristiano Ronaldo has been in several World Cups, he hasn't won any, and yet he's still considered one of the greatest football players of the sport. Many would like to know if this is his last time in the World Cup, if he will actually win a World Cup before he retires. Will he retire right after this World Cup? So let me pull a few cards out for that. And then there is a reading requested on Cristiano Ronaldo and his wife, Georgina, or soon-to-be wife, his current fiance, soon-to-be wife, mother of his kids, Georgina. Let me just fix my... Okay, so let's have a look at that first question. Spirit, will Ronaldo win a World Cup before he retires? Will he win a World Cup before he retires? So I guess one would assume that if he doesn't win this one, will he try to come back for another? Ooh, Hermit card, upright. He's alone on an island. So it's not clear on if that's a yes or a no, but this concept of the Hermit card of being alone in isolation, it could be saying that because he is on a team where he's like the strongest player, the rest of the Portugal team isn't as strong as he is. He is alone in that effort. So that's perhaps why he will not win the World Cup. But let me get a few more cards. Yeah, it's not looking like he will. Death card, strong no card. So it seems like, indeed, this might be his last World Cup opportunity or the last World Cup that he attends, because he's going to be stepping into a next stage. He's going to be transforming. He's moving on. He's ending this chapter in his life. He's giving up the battle. Oh, 5 of Wands. I'm kind of sad to see it in the cards. Like, I know that it's like, it's a realistic, possibility because he's already past his prime in terms of age, but he's still a really great player. And it's kind of sad to see that, oh man, that's going to come to an end. Cristiano Ronaldo has been number one for so long, and it's like, oh, he's not gonna... It's just hitting me, basically, that, wow, we won't be seeing him again in a World Cup. Yikes. So this 5 of Wands indicates a lack of conflict, a desire to cooperate and get along and have better teamwork in terms of the Portugal team. He would need a better team in order for him to stay and try to win a World Cup again. And he just doesn't have that. They're not very competitive, because when we see the Five of Wands upright, this is about being competitive. So in reverse, it's letting us know the Portugal team is not competitive because he is the only good player on that team. I'm just reading what the cards say. I don't know what the actual thing is. Let's see what Trust said. You said Portugal can't win World Cup outright. They aren't that good, right? If he wins, it'll be because FIFA handed it to him like they gave it to Messi at the expense of France. Ooh. Interesting that the past couple World Cups have been France and Argentina, France and Argentina. And it's feeling like it might be a repeat of that this year. Wondering if there will be an upset somewhere to knock out Argentina. A lot of people wanted it to be Cabo Verde, and they got pretty close, but so far, it's looking like those are still the two best teams, or the two likely teams to make it to the end as powerhouses. And it will be very interesting to see if they have a rematch for the 2022 World Cup and a different outcome. So this time France wins it, which would be the second time France wins it since they won it back in 2018. And if they do win it, this would be the second World Cup for Mbappe, but it will also be an additional huge historic accomplishment for his teammate Dembele. The note that I have here says, if France wins the current 2026 World Cup, Dembele will become the first player in football history to win both the World Cup and Champions League twice. Nice. So that would be really cool history for Dembele to win. I hope he does. I hope France wins to switch things up. But we will, of course, do a reading on the final match next weekend. As far as this reading asking if Cristiano Ronaldo will... I forgot what I asked. Let me just scroll up to my notes again. If Cristiano Ronaldo will ever win a World Cup and if he will retire, that's a separate question. Yeah, this one is just about if Cristiano Ronaldo will win a World Cup, and it's looking like no. It's looking like his World Cup runs will be coming to an end because the team is not competitive. They're not strong enough. He's the best player on that team, and they need more good players on that team to make it further. So I guess that's the answer. Touch these so much that I don't even remember. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep that. Okay. So there's an avoidance of a disaster with this Tower card in reverse. So I guess that's saying that Cristiano takes them further. Cristiano takes the Portugal team further than they would on their own. And that's the avoidance of a disaster of Portugal completely not even qualifying for the World Cup. And this Wheel of Fortune indicating luck, favor, and fortune is sort of saying that he is Portugal's good luck charm. And they're going to want to keep him, but he is already clear in his decision that, you know, he's making peace with this idea that he will not get a World Cup, and it's okay. He's feeling like, I tried, I did what I could, and it's not going to happen, but I'm not crying over it. I'm not losing sleep over it. I saw it play out, and at least I gave this team my best. So he's made peace with that idea. Interesting. All right. Sorry to see that for you, Ronaldo, but you're still considered a GOAT. One of the greatest, because while he doesn't have World Cups, he has many other wins and championships within the leagues, because there's so many categories or buckets of team play in that soccer world where he has won already so much winning for Ronaldo. I guess it's kind of like the LeBron and Jordan thing, Where with Jordan and LeBron, a lot of people try to dismiss LeBron's success because they're just counting the rings. Like, oh, Jordan has 6 rings, so he's better than LeBron. Whereas LeBron's rings, his 4 rings, he got them on 4 different teams. And it shows that LeBron was a difference maker. LeBron was the one that brought the victory to every team that he was a part of. And that's commendable as well. Jordan stayed in one place and kept running it back. And he didn't have a career that's as long as LeBron's. So it's kind of like not fair to disqualify LeBron's success just because he doesn't have the rings. The same way you can't say just because Messi has all the World Cups that Cristiano's wins are less significant. Cristiano is still the GOAT, if not one of the GOATs. So now let's switch into a reading on Cristiano Ronaldo's love life to see what the cards have to say about him and his beautiful fiance, soon-to-be wife, Georgina. Oh, trust. Thanks for reminding me. Yes, it will be the 3rd for Mbappe because he got his in 2018. That's right. Actually, no. I thought I said it's not going to be his 3rd. It's going to be his 2nd. How is it his 3rd? If he won in 2018 and then Messi won in 2022 and then if France wins here in 2026, isn't that 2 World Cups? Yes, everyone has that stat about Messi and Mbappe being very close in the total amount of World Cup goals that they have scored. The all-time goals. Sorry, let me say that properly. The all-time World Cup. The all-time World Cup goals that they have each made. It's neck and neck. They're like 1 goal apart. But people are impressed at how Kylian Mbappe has accomplished that many World Cup goals in a shorter amount of time compared to Messi. Yeah, okay, yes. Third that Trust specified that they're saying that this is the 3rd World Cup that Kylian Mbappe participated in, not the 3rd one that he won. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up. All right, so I'm going to switch into a reading now on Cristiano Ronaldo and his fiance, soon-to-be wife, Georgina. Spirit, what can you tell us about their relationship? Actually, I think I should switch decks because this is better to talk about future events. I kind of am curious to see what my Oracle decks say. So you know what? I'm going to pull from both. Let me pull a few cards from this and from the Oracle deck for Cristiano Ronaldo and Georgina. Oh, did something pop out? Oh, avoiding disaster. Yikes. So we're starting off with this Tower card in reverse. That there was something that was not built on stable ground. Something that was bound to crumble. But all of a sudden, it is being salvaged or there is some sort of warning. This is avoiding a disaster, avoiding one's tower from crumbling. All that one invested into something is being salvaged or protected somehow. So avoiding a rug pull, avoiding this uncertainty somehow. Okay. What could that be saying about the relationship? Like, did he have to put a ring on it or she was going to leave? She's not going anywhere. She has the kids with him and she loves the lifestyle and they seem very happy together. Could this be something about, because I know that there were some rumblings about some legal issue that Ronaldo had about some woman that was accusing him. And so is this saying something about how him marrying Georgina is to help avoid the disaster of those kinds of stories having more credence? Like, it's harder to believe that if he's in a happy, committed, loving marriage. This idea of being a married man is probably part of a damage control, if there's any truth to those legal allegations perhaps still affecting him. I don't know where that stands. I just remember hearing about that a long time ago, and seems to be buried somehow. Like, I don't know if that court situation came to an end or if that's still ongoing, but whatever this tower moment is, it seems like the marriage is to help reinforce this tower, to help strengthen something of value for Ronaldo. Then we have the Page of Wands. Interesting. So this is about having the inspiration and motivation to get started on some new, exciting passion. So even if there's a little bit of a motive behind this marriage all of a sudden, because I believe they were together for 10 years. Let me see my notes. They were together for 8 years before this engagement. So I guess it's going to be 9 years by the time they walk down the aisle. They got engaged in August 2025, and they are suspected of having a September wedding. So it's going to be about 9 years by the time they actually become married, if there's any truth to that. And while there may be a little bit of a motive around the timing of this wedding or marriage, this Page of Wands seems to indicate that there is a genuine interest and excitement about getting started on the married life, being a husband now. So he's into it. That's great. He's into it. Or it could be that she's very excited because this looks like a feminine, but this is like a younger energy, like someone just getting started on something, and there's a lot of passion for it. Six of Pentacles. This is about sharing one's prosperity and abundance with those in need. So it could be an asset protection move in terms of Ronaldo's just thinking ahead about the fact that they have kids, they have young people that Georgina is helping raise. So let's just establish this financial situation where no matter what happens between you and I, the kids will always be taken care of with my wealth and my resources. But it seems to be like he will be happily sharing his wealth. He's making a real family, not like a prenup family. He really likes her and trusts her. So at least it's going to be a true union. And he wants to make sure the kids will be well taken care of financially forever. Since he believes that she takes care of them, but he wants to make sure that she has the resources needed to continue to take care of them forever. So that's nice that he's thinking about the family. Now this is strange. I don't know if this applies here. Queen of Wands. Oh no. All of these cards indicating negative things. So perhaps this is starting to talk more about the ceremony more specifically, because we see this Four of Wands. Let me just share what I'm seeing. The Queen of Wands in reverse, someone being very demanding. So maybe Georgina really wanted this ring or this marriage in place for her to continue to invest in raising Ronaldo's kids, committing herself to him, giving him her best years, and she wanted to make sure that she is met with security while she's investing so much of herself. She wants to have that security of knowing that we're locked in as a family. And it could also be saying something about her maybe being very demanding of the actual wedding specifically, like the details of like, we want it like this, we want it here, we want it there, we want all these special flowers and whatever case may be, like a bridezilla energy. But maybe I don't know much about her, but I don't really get that energy from her. But somebody here is demanding. Somebody here wanted it their way. And it seems like it has something to do with the wedding, because it was followed by this Three of Cups card indicating socializing, but a negative kind of socializing. And this Four of Wands card, which is usually about one's home, one's personal life, and celebrations. But because it's in reverse, it's once again saying something negative about a celebration, a wedding, one's home life and personal life. So it seems like something about the ceremony may be a little conflictive for them, either the way they are planning it, maybe Ronaldo and Georgina have to compromise a bit. But this idea of instability and arguments and someone socializing too much or keeping the wrong people around, maybe people in Georgina and what's his name, Ronaldo's network, these outside influences, their network or, third parties that are social with them, maybe put something in Georgina's ear, like you got to pressure him for the ring, or put stuff in his ear where he's like, no, you got to make sure you don't marry her because, prenup, whatever. Seems like there's outside influences and gossip and something negative about their social circles or network or community that has contributed to the ceremony either being rushed, like they're getting married sooner than they had planned, than they had wanted, or the actual planning of the ceremony may be a little stressful, a little tense, because someone wants it to be like super perfect or super specific, and that might lead to a few little arguments. But this strain, this heavy burden, may cause arguments, as I said before, but it seems manageable. If it was in reverse, then it would be like, this needs to be cut out, this needs to be offloaded. But it seems like it's just going to be a temporary strain during the ceremony, the actual wedding, and the marriage itself should be like a happily ever after. Yep, we got the 10 of Cups. Yeah, they're going to spend a lot of money on the wedding. We got this, here we go. We got this 9 of Pentacles, but we got it in reverse. So a lot of money will be spent. A lot of strain will be put on, I'm assuming, Cristiano Ronaldo, because he's like, why do we have to do it, that way, or whatever conflicting approaches or visions they had for their wedding. It's like that seems to be an underlying tension. But I don't think these are big problems because their money is long. Cristiano Ronaldo has a lot of money, and even if they spend a lot on this wedding, it shouldn't be that big of an issue. It would only be an issue if he doesn't like the outcome of how the wedding is. But I'm sure that they will communicate with each other what they each want and hopefully find a middle ground. Because while something about the wedding may not turn out exactly the way they wanted it with this 7 of Pentacles in reverse, and someone is again very critical, very dismissive, very cruel, cold-hearted, bossy, opinionated, they will work through that and ultimately enjoy the actual marriage part. Sometimes many couples get tied up in all of the superficiality and the details of the actual wedding, but it's about the marriage long term. And it seems like their long term love and relationship is just fine. Here they are enjoying their happily ever after with the kids and the big yard and the sunny skies with the rainbow. So this upcoming ceremony is going to be stressful for them for whatever reason, for whatever disagreements they have, and whatever differences in budget they have. But ultimately, they will be very happy long term with this Sun card. Happy family, happily ever after. Good for them. I love that for you, Ronaldo. And Georgina. She's pretty. Good for them. I hope you guys can kind of keep the wedding details to a minimum and just enjoy the celebration in a more simple way. Don't let the specific cake and the specific colors and the specifics of where you're importing the flowers from and who's going to be giving the speeches, whatever it is, don't let it interfere with the love portion. Trust, I see what you're saying. Rainbow. Sometimes when we get the 10 of Cups in a reading, The rainbow could indicate some sort of fluidity, orientation fluidity, that someone might be exploratory with their orientation. Someone might be LGBT plus, part of the rainbow community. But in this reading, it felt more so like it was just indicating family, love, and happiness, unlimited and very fulfilling love and happiness for them. So good for you, Ronaldo and Georgina. I wish you well. I wish I could be invited. I would love to taste all the fancy food at these weddings, like the Taylor Swift wedding. Oh, I wish I could be a fly on the wall there, because I want to attend in a way where I don't have to speak to anybody. I just want to observe. I want to see what everyone's wearing. I want to see what kind of food, what kind of service, what kind of decorations, and then report back. I don't want to like actually have to like socialize everybody. So it would have been nice to be invited in a way that I could just be an observer and a taste tester. I want to taste what billionaire food tastes like. Ronaldo, if you got an extra seat at the wedding, you know, send me an invitation my way. Why not? I will attend quietly. All right, so let's switch into a reading on... Oh, let me see. Got quite a few messages here. There's some confusion. Trust said, Taylor Swift probably set the standard for opulent celebrity weddings. Yes, indeed. I mean, I actually would not call that a standard, because getting married in a stadium is not romantic. It feels very business. I could understand logistically, like if it seems like she's perhaps recorded it, like she wanted it to be production ready in case she wanted to maybe record it and release it as a special for her Swifties, a documentary or something. But I feel like rebuilding a little castle based off of the rumors that were going around about the Taylor Swift wedding, rebuilding a little castle inside of a stadium and expecting privacy in the busiest city in the USA, it seems very, you know, very counter, very counterproductive, very extra, very unnecessary. When you have all that money and resources, you could probably go and enjoy nature, the outdoors, privacy in a way that seems more luxurious to most others. But hey, whatever reason, Taylor has this love affair with New York. She's not from here. Travis is not from here, but I guess she just really wanted to feel at home, since she has performed at the Garden a lot. For some reason, she feels at home there, and I will just look out to see what and when it gets released. You know, all the details of who was there, what they were wearing, what she was wearing. Gosh, I just wish I could taste the food. I wish I could taste the food at these fancy weddings. Yes, exactly. It seemed like they love attention. They love the limelight. Trust just said that. And because of that, they chose that kind of venue. So I don't know if that's the standard. If it becomes the standard for celebrities, then yeah, we could definitely give them that credit, that they led the way with switching from wedding venues to stadiums. Let's see if the celebrity crowd will adopt that. That is definitely a different approach. That's a different approach. Let me just put one of my streams back on. It keeps kicking me out. Super annoying. Give me 1 second, guys. We're about to switch into a reading on Vinicius Junior and then Lionel Messi, but I just have to make sure that I'm connected. Whew. It's a rough stream tonight, but looks like I'm back. It looks like I'm on all platforms again, and I should be able to continue without interruptions now, because I just fixed one of my streams. You guys let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me. I'm just dropping a few messages in all of my chats. Hi, I7 Huac. I just did the reading on Spain and Portugal. If you want to rewind, you should be able to see that. All right, it's looking like I'm good to go on all platforms. So let me resume these readings. Hooray, hooray. Okay. Oh, did I miss a few messages? Let me scroll up. Both Taylor and Travis love the limelight. Yeah. Hi, Witch Priest. You said people need to save money to celebrate the impending divorce, rather, in my opinion. That was a joke that was circulating as well. People were saying Taylor Swift's wedding was at Madison Square Garden and that she will hold the divorce at the Wembley Stadium. Oh boy, like they're gonna start doing big, huge divorce ceremonies now because celebrities are just taking it there. But hopefully they don't separate. Hopefully it's a long-lasting love. My readings, my cards that I've pulled on Taylor and Travis said otherwise. Trust said she'll first have 2 children via surrogacy. Who are you talking about? Georgina or Taylor Swift? Thank you, Kuchunga, for all of the heads up about the Black app. I went ahead and fixed it. Hopefully you can see me on there now. Okay, so let me regain my energy and switch into these readings about who should I do first, Vinicius Junior or Lionel Messi? Let me see my notes. I guess the one with Vinicius is pretty quick, so I'll do that one first. Let me switch decks. Ooh. Trust said Vinicius has a salary of 25 million. He wants 30 plus, probably a few other bonuses. Mbappe is reportedly on 31 plus huge sign-in bonus. Is that the yearly? Because I thought that every time I hear about the contracts for football and soccer players, it's usually like 100-something million. So I don't know if that's spread out over years. And that's how you're getting the 25 and 30 million. But I guess now that the Brazilians are out of the World Cup, we'll definitely get some answers soon on what's going to happen with Vinicius, if he's going to opt in to whatever salary Real Madrid offers him, or if Real Madrid will keep good on their promise to go ahead and trade him so that they don't lose him when he becomes free next year. I believe their contract ends next year. So let's pull a few cards to see, will Vinicius Junior be traded from Real Madrid after the World Cup? Since there was rumors of a renew or get sold ultimatum. A reminder that Vinicius Junior, who in the World Cup competed for Brazil, is on the Real Madrid team. He is 25. He is a Cancer. And Mbappe and Bellingham are additional big names on his Real Madrid team. So maybe because the team is focused on keeping those other big players, especially Mbappe, they may be treating Vinicius like they could do without him, or they don't want to pay him as much as he is asking for. Other teams would like to pay him, though, from what it sounds like. So let's see what will happen, Spirit. Will Vinicius get traded? Yep, he's leaving. 8 of Cups. Hasta luego. It was good while it was good, but gotta move on. So I wonder if that's Vinicius himself saying, I'm out of here, or if that's the team trading him. Let's try to see if we get some more clarification. So this is about releasing attachments. So when I hear the term release, it seems like it's the team that will release him. It's the team that will trade. Wait, actually, release. Feels like it's the team that will trade him, but it looks like he himself wants to leave anyway. Okay. Four of Swords, resting. Were there some injuries? Because this is usually needing to rest and recover in preparation for some stress or because of some stressors. So maybe this is saying that because of some injuries is part of the reason that they think it's best to just go ahead and trade him, or is he resting easy in terms of staying with the team because it's comfortable, because it's easy breezy for him? Let me pull out a few more cards to kind of get some further understanding. Okay. Making peace with the decision with this Nine of Swords in reverse. Decisions have been made, clarity has been gained, so now one's mental state is able to be recovered, just getting a grip on things and not letting anxieties and worries get the best of someone. So if Vinicius does leave to go to another team, or if he's traded to go to another team, this could be saying that he will be happier there. Something about rest, recovery, lack of worry. So he'll be happy that the decision is made and that he doesn't have to work so hard or fight so hard or think so hard. Or there is something here about an injury. So let me continue to pull cards here. Three of Wands. This is expansion. So Vinicius indeed wants to grow, and he most likely sees that he would be able to do so on another team. So it will be a better fit. It will be a win-win for both Real Madrid and for Vinicius if he is traded. So since his eyes are already on something or some other team, I was going to say, since his eyes are already on something else or somewhere else, like another team, it seems like it's inevitable that he will be leaving. But I'm just waiting to clarify if it's the team that trades him or if he himself will leave next year. Let's see. Five of Pentacles. Well, actually, they won't let him leave next year because they want him to sign a new contract. So yeah, it's seeming like it's probably going to be a trade because they're not going to let it go as far as him being able to finish out the contract through next year without having already signed another one. So I guess that means a trade will come and it will be favorable for both sides. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. After hardships and struggles, there is now recovery, restoration. You're now rebuilding. This is usually about some financial hardships and struggles, but it could also be about health. So for those of you in the chat that are so informed, trust. Was there recently some sort of injury? Let me see my chat. You said Vinicius and Kylian might have a clash of egos after Brazil lost to Norway. It's unlikely that Vinny will get his wish, but one never knows, right? But we're getting two cards here that keep on leaning towards this idea of recovering from injuries. So I would love to know if he had already had some injuries, or is this predicting that it's going to be an issue in the future? Okay, then we have the Knight of Swords. Interesting. This is about being competitive, ambitious, driven to succeed, thinking and moving fast, taking action. So I am still not clear on if it's the team or Vinicius taking action, but because of the scenario, it does feel like it would most likely be Real Madrid making the decision, making a quick, fast change. So they might make good on that rumored threat of sign or get traded. Resign or get traded. Is that what I said? Let me read my notes here. Yeah, renew or get sold. So they may make good on that and do so quickly based off of this Knight of Swords card. But this idea of being competitive and being ambitious, I don't know if that's saying that other teams are going to compete to try to get Vinicius, or he's going to. There's something here that still feels like Vinicius has a lot of control and a lot of input and involvement in where he goes and when he leaves the team. So that's why I'm a little thrown off. Let me just see the. Oh, he's gonna be very happy. Yeah, the uncertainty will be over. Ooh, he won't be winning though. Okay, but he's gonna be the new leader. Okay. So the last few cards here indicate Vinicius will get what he wished for with this Nine of Cups, Wishmaster, emotional fulfillment. He'll be very happy with this outcome of whatever change is about to be made, whether it's a trade or whether he himself leaves or whether he resigns with the team, which I don't see that in the cards, but whatever we see happening for Vinicius next, he's going to be happy. He's going to be able to grow. He's glad that the uncertainty is over with this Moon card in reverse, an extension of what we were seeing here with the Nine of Swords. Let me make more room here. An extension of what we were seeing with this reverse Nine of Swords. He's happy that the uncertainty will no longer be a mental strain for him, and he's happy that he's going to be in a position to be a leader on whatever next team he ends up on, which is good. The only other thing that came out here that I feel like I dropped by mistake was the star card. Yeah, so the only two issues we're seeing towards the end is this Four of Pentacles in reverse, which this could indicate something about debt or overspending, or someone that is feeling so much fear of loss, like a scarcity mentality that they're getting in their own way. So the pursuit of more money for Vinicius may create some sort of problem or blockage for him, or maybe there is a team that feels that overspending on him is not worth it. So it sounds like that's Real Madrid. This idea of overspending means that you don't really value what you're spending on. You don't think he's worth that much. So they don't want to go into debt for him. And he's going to go get his money elsewhere. But while he goes and gets his money elsewhere, it seems like the success won't follow since we got this star card in reverse. Meaning he will not be winning stuff out the gate. So I don't know if that means it just won't be a winning team overall, but it seems like he'll be happy with the new team. He'll be happy with the new money, but the wins will no longer be a part of his setup. So I believe I'll leave it there. Yeah, he's going to be getting his money. He's going to be very happy. King of Pentacles. Good for you, Vinicius. Get your coins. Get your bag. Get your Lucchini. All right, so what is the next reading? I think the next reading is on Lionel Messi. Okay. Trust said Vinicius and Kylian might have a clash of egos. All right, I did read that message earlier. Yeah, I think you're right. And I think that's part of the reason that he also wants to switch to another team. Since we did see the King of Wands in this spread, it does seem to indicate that part of why he's happy on the newer team is because now he has a chance to be in more of a leader role instead of a role player. Because it seems like there's too many chefs in the kitchen on the Real Madrid team with Mbappe and Bellingham and Vinicius and any other rising stars or developing talent that they may have. It seems like it's just too many in one team, which is great for the team because that makes you a powerhouse, but bad for the ambitions of players that want to get their own shine and kind of want to have a chance to make their decisions for the team like a leader on their own. So we shall see. We shall see how soon after the World Cup we see a change for Vinicius. So let's switch into a reading on Lionel Messi, Mr. Argentina. Jumping into a reading on Lionel Messi. He is 39. He is a Cancer. Lionel Messi is the most decorated player ever with roughly 48 trophies. He's married to his childhood sweetheart, Antonella. She's 38. She's a Pisces. But in this reading, we're not looking into his love life. People want to know, will Messi win the World Cup again? So Lionel Messi is playing on the Argentina team in the World Cup. That's where he's from. But he also is a part of the Inter Miami CF team in the USA. So while Messi is currently in the World Cup, spectators are curious if Lionel Messi will win the World Cup again since Argentina won last year. And there's been a lot of chatter, buzz, and speculation over if the FIFA executives have been rigging it to favor Argentina. So let's see what the cards say. Spirit, will Lionel Messi win the 2026 World Cup again? Let's get a few cards out to see if Lionel Messi will win the World Cup again, since he and his Argentinian team won the last one in 2022. And that year, Messi also won the Ballon d'Or. So let's see, will Lionel Messi and Argentina win the World Cup again this year? So we're starting off with the Seven of Wands, indicating defense, standing one's ground, protecting one's position. So this is about protecting the heights of success that one has already reached and defending your championship. Interesting. So that could be a confirmation right there saying yes. But since it's about defense, there's still a possibility for someone to push through that defense, because the visual looks like you are staying on top. But let's see if the next few cards can confirm. Whoa, Sun card. That's a loud yes card. Happiness, joy, positivity, favor, sunshine for Lionel Messi and Argentina to most likely win this year's World Cup. Oh no, I was hoping another team would win. France or someone new, someone fresh. Wait a second, Three of Wands in reverse, indicating that there is some blockage, delay, obstruction, hindrance to one's plan for growth. And this is indicating that someone may have skipped a few steps, or someone may need to postpone their plans. But in terms of the reading, specifically asking if Argentina will win, we started off with two strong yes cards, and now this is looking like a no. There's a delay. There's something coming from left in terms of some obstacle that they don't see coming, or some hurdle that they have to overcome. So energetically, it seems like it is aligned for them. The win is for their taking, but it seems like they will be very challenged. Whoever they have to face again, if it's France again, whoever they have to face, it will be very difficult for them. Queen of Cups, we saw this card earlier. That seems to indicate favor for the team. We have the Two of Wands. Something doesn't go according to plan, or the planning and preparation is off. Someone's staying in their comfort zone. Ooh, Eight of Swords, stuck in between a rock and a hard place. This is a mentality problem where someone is keeping themselves in a harmful environment. This is self-inflicted harm, negative self-talk and self-doubts, but I am more so drawn to the meaning of this card being like trapped or stuck. Like you cannot go past this obstacle. You cannot push past this obstacle despite making it as far as you can in the World Cup. Let me see if I get some clarification. Interesting. Re-engaging. So 4 of Cups in reversed, where usually it's about taking some time away from something because you're disinterested, you're dissatisfied, you might be bored. Now it's like you're re-engaging. So I'm getting a lot of yes and no, yes and no. Re-engaging, stuck and re-engaging. It will be given to them. 6 of Pentacles. It's as if someone is handing them the win. This is charity. Whoever's in a position of abundance is gifting those in a position of need or want. So I didn't get too much clarity or certainty here. I'm not feeling the energy of these cards. Okay, there we go. Victory. I guess the cards are saying victory, but for whatever reason, energetically, I'm not feeling that. So I'm feeling like the cards might be off. So I will show these last cards that I took a look at for me to review later. But this 8 of Cups, you're having a hard time moving on from something of value, which is similar to what we were saying about being stuck. So Argentina or the FIFA World Cup is stuck with some idea, some goal to perhaps keep Argentina winning, or this idea of being stuck and not making changes may be the obstacle. Maybe Argentina gets in their own way. Needing to move away from toxicity and challenges and an environment that is stressful, and getting on to a calmer side of things. This idea of moving away from something. If we're in play, in a gameplay, it may be like the goalie moving out of the way of like blocking a goal. That might be an issue where they may not be able to block a goal on time or something. But it ends with this 6 of Wands, which is about victory, celebration, triumph. So based off these cards, I could say that Argentina would win. But if I'm being honest, energetically, I didn't feel that. So it'll be interesting to see if the cards are right. A part of me wants to also take a look at what another deck would say to see if it's accurate, because maybe my energy is off right now. This first row of cards threw me off with everything that was in between, but with the Sun card and the 6 of Wands, it's saying that Argentina could possibly win the World Cup again. And I'll just pull a few cards from one more deck to verify. Spirit, can I get some clarification on if Argentina, or specifically Lionel Messi, will he win this year's World Cup again, Spirit? Will Lionel Messi and Argentina win the World Cup this year, 2026, Spirit? Let's get some clarification on this reading I just did. Let's get some clarification. Will Lionel Messi and Argentina win the World Cup again? Okay. So 3 of Cups in reverse. This is about someone's community, social network, friends, family, something about one's group, or in this case, it could be considered a team, teammates not working together, or your network not necessarily working for you or towards the same goals. It could be working against you instead of working for you. This is usually having to do with like gossip and any sort of external influences from a social network. So we have Temperance in reverse. This is about imbalance and impatience. Then we have the 9 of Cups in reverse. So someone does not get what they want, or if they got what they wanted, now they're not happy with it. It's not all that it's cracked up to be. We have, oh, interesting. We have delays and frustrations over those delays with that 8 of Wands. So all this energy and all this desire to make moves, to grow, to, move the ball around or something, but there is something stopping them in their tracks. Putting in the work with this 8 of Pentacles. This is an artisan that is very detail oriented, sharpening their tools, improving their skills, trying to be the best at their craft. So I guess it's indicating that Argentina is indeed full of talented players. Queen of Swords, non-biased, intelligent, perceptive, clear boundaries. So it could be saying that if they do win, it would be called fairly, or if they make it to the finals, that it would be called fairly. And tough decisions, not wanting to fight. I'm just trying to get through this quickly. Poor choices, bad luck. Yeah, I guess I could just... How did this come out, actually? It came out like this. Right. Lovers card in reverse. Bad choices or the wrong choice has been made. Some long-term choice. Death card in reverse. Resisting some transformation, a fear of change. Did I already? Yeah, I said tough choices need to be made. Not wanting to fight or be combative anymore. Wheel of Fortune reverse. This is bad luck. Knight of Wands upright. This is about having a lot of energy, motivation, inspiration, and desire to be active and adventurous. So I don't know. I didn't really get much clarity from this second set of pulls either. This one, towards the end here, it looks like it's saying that they will not win and that they'll be pretty frustrated about it. But maybe my energy is off, maybe because I've already been on stream for a couple hours. So the first reading said they would win. The second reading said they wouldn't. Should I do a tiebreaker reading? Let me get a completely different deck that is neutral, because I haven't touched it today as yet. Maybe I just need something that has no energy on it, like this cute little deck here. And try one more time. Spirit, will Lionel Messi and Argentina win the 2026 World Cup again? Too many cards. Spirit, will Lionel Messi and Argentina win the 2026 World Cup again? Oh, interesting. We saw the 8 of Swords in the first reading, and now we're seeing it in reverse. because in this reading I'm looking for clarification, but now we're seeing that they will be set free from some harmful environment. I wonder what that means. Hermit card. They're alone on an island. They are singled out, or they are getting special treatment. Page of Cups. This is curiosity about exploring some new possibilities, new love. But when we see the chalice in the page's hand, it could be like receiving an award even. The visual of that usually could be more literal. King of Swords, this is manipulation, misuse of power. Some strategist or somebody in a position of authority may have been heavy-handed in the decision for Argentina to win it or not. Four of Swords, rest and recovery, either because someone's injured or because they worked so hard to get to the end. Three of Wands again, expanding, scaling up, reaching one's goals, taking over the world. Knight of Swords, we saw that in the previous reading. This is about being ambitious, competitive, driven to succeed, springing into action, moving fast. Being risky with this Fool card in reverse. And there's some ending here. Unlucky again. Lack of good leadership. Sorry, I'm in a really noisy area, and unfortunately, it never ends. No matter what time of day, it's just always noisy. So a lot of these last few cards are repeats from the previous cards I just pulled. So the Death card, indicating some ending. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse, indicating bad luck. The Six of Pentacles, which is about giving to someone in need, so like a charity, but also it looks like paying someone off. And the King of Wands in reverse is indicating something about a leader that has a bad temperament. They're very stubborn. They are unrealistic in terms of having unachievable expectations. And we're seeing a repeat of this Two of Swords. Tough choices that need to be made. Yeah, there's no definitive answer on if they will win. The first one looked like a yes, but all of these look like no's. These past two clarification readings that I did look like no's. So it could be that it's too early to decide that. The cards can't tell us as yet because there's still a few rounds left before we get to the finals. So as I said earlier in the stream, I do plan to do another quick reading next weekend for who will win the actual World Cup once we know what two teams make it, because we're still in the round of 16 and we still need to get to the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the finals. So I guess we will come back to this question since I didn't get clarity. I didn't get certainty on if they will win it. But that lack of clarity and certainty means that maybe they won't. Maybe they don't make it as far as the full win again. Time will tell. I will definitely pull some fresh cards later. So if there is interest, I could do a reading on Lamine Yamal or Shakira, since she is somehow connected to every World Cup. They love to hire her for the World Cup music. Or if there is no interest, then I'll probably just hop off stream and I could maybe do a few more of these readings next time when I jump on to read about the finals. So you guys let me know. See, most of you are probably off watching the game. So I will probably leave it here with my World Cup readings and the World Cup special, I should say. And save some energy for later. Oh, Shakira. Gee, it's frustrating to have so many interruptions today. I'm multi-streaming and one of my platforms keeps going out, and that really affects my energy, which is important when doing spiritual work like this because it's very dependent on my energy. So I get distracted and thrown off course and drained, and it affects the stream, unfortunately. But let's see who requested that. Which priest you requested the Shakira reading? The Shakira reading. The Shakira reading, if you're still here, I could do it, or I'll just save it for another stream. I was going to do a love life reading for her because she was a part of the World Cup music celebrations, and she also at some point was with one of the football players, PK. Oh, you're still here. The hips don't lie. Yes, the hips don't lie. All right. If you're still interested in a Shakira reading, I will pull some cards out about her love life. I'm just trying to see which deck would I like for that. Maybe this one. Okay. Ooh. Here we go. Okay, let's do a reading on Shakira, the Colombian musician who for many World Cups has lent her voice and her hips to make World Cup anthems. During making one of her anthems, she met her baby daddy, Gerald Piqué. Piqué at the time was playing for Barcelona. He's from Spain, and Shakira was doing a music video for the Waka Waka song back in 2010. He was in the video, and he said that he had to win so he could see her again. He ended up winning that year, the World Cup. Barcelona did. So it was very sweet that he made good on his promise of winning so that he could see her at the finale again. And they started their relationship from then. They had 2 sons. And then about 4 years ago, they broke up in 2022. So Piqué retired from soccer in November 2022, shortly after the scandal of news getting out that he was having an affair, seeing someone else, someone that actually worked with him. And he is still with that lady. Let me see if I have her name here. Well, who cares? He's still with that B, because we don't like homewreckers over here. But Piqué and Shakira were never married, so technically that's not a homewrecker, but they had 2 kids, and they definitely were a family. And that was very heartbreaking and painful for Shakira. We have not seen her in another major high-profile romance since. She was linked to dates with a few people. This Emily in Paris actor named Lucien Laviscount. It seems like they popped out back in 2024 when he was a part of one of her music videos. So that seems to be her scouting device. She seems to find people or meet eligible bachelors through her music career, through her videos, and picks up some sort of chemistry with them, I guess, if they're playing her love interest and it actually turns into a real love interest. But it seems like that quietly ended. We haven't seen them together since. And more recently, Shakira was seen last month on a dinner date with a actor, I believe. His name is Manuel Garcia Rulfo. He stars on Netflix, The Lincoln Lawyer. Never heard of it, don't know about it. I don't watch the Netflix, but just putting that out there in case any of you are familiar with it. They have not officially confirmed a relationship. It seemed like it was just a date. But it would be interesting to see what the cards have to say about what is coming for Shakira. Seems like her career is always good. She's always doing the World Cup every 4 years, and currently she's on tour. Her health and fitness seems to be great because she still looks very youthful. Nothing like the... See, how old is she? Oh, she's 49. Yeah, definitely doesn't look like someone who's almost 50. And just to circle back, because I forgot to mention, Shakira and Piqué, they were both Aquarians on the same birthday, February 2nd. They were just 10 years apart. So he's currently 39, born February 2nd, and she is currently 49, sharing that same birthday with him. So I guess two Aquarians didn't work out. But let's see what the cards say about the future of Shakira's love life or career. Let's just leave it up in the air for the cards to reveal what's to come for Shakira, Spirit. Let's get a few cards out for Shakira after the heartbreak of losing her guy to some faloozy he was working with. Okay, too many cards, but it's a good start. Stardom. Ooh, superstardom. Just taking a look in case any of these come back out. Let me shuffle once more. Ooh. Spirit, what is coming for Shakira? The musician with the hips. What is to come for Shakira, Spirit? Let's get some cards out for Shakira. Any coming developments in her love life or career? So we started with the Knight of Swords, indicating some sort of scattered, chaotic energy. This is someone who's unfocused, unpredictable, impulsive, and is maybe moving too fast and making mistakes with their speech or with their thought process. So maybe she's extremely busy at this time, or maybe she's going to revisit something with an ex. I don't know if she had any other famous exes aside from PK, but when we see the Knight of Swords, it could sometimes represent someone rushing in from the past, but it's usually a negative reconnection because they're coming to mess things up with all that chaos, confusion, and lack of focus that they're bringing. So here we have the Seven of Cups. So there are many choices that need to be made. There's an illusion of many good choices. Shakira probably is very busy at this time and has a lot of opportunities at her disposal in terms of what she would like to do with her career, or if she would like to take a break and maybe focus on personal life. But I've heard her say in a few interviews that she's busy with work, committed to work, busy with the kids, and I guess she's just planning her next move. But it's necessary for her to not fall for any illusion, as the Seven of Cups indicates that things may not be as they seem. So she needs to take her time deciding what's next for her. Then we see the Five of Wands. This is about competition and conflict. So she might have some internal conflicts, or she may be competitive at this time, since we did start with that Knight of Swords. It may be that because she's so locked in on her career focus, she may be looking to reach some ambition or milestone within her career. Like, she's already done the Super Bowl with J-Lo and she did the World Cup, but maybe she wants to, I don't know, go more mainstream, compete on like the pop charts of the US or something. It seems like there's some ambition, some opportunity that she wants to go for. And the idea of competition in the industry, but also it just came to me that this could also be competing in like the dating world, like when you're a certain age, which she looks great, but it could feel like things are more competitive now that she is entering a certain age and she already has the kids and she's a high profile person. So what I'm getting from this is not so much like, yes, there's competition depending on where her esteem is it seems like she loves herself and takes good care of herself. But something about this idea of time running out is what I'm getting from this card. That's why the competitive thing is kind of indirectly leading me to that. Time is running out and it's a conflict. Like, she has all this opportunity and these priorities, but the conflicting priorities are taking her away from something that she feels there's a window of opportunity that is narrowing with her love life, while she's also looking to be ambitious with her career. So it's somehow communicating a need for sacrifice and change in priorities. Then we have the Empress card in reverse. So she won't be having more kids, but this could also be saying that she may be having difficulty releasing new projects, like giving birth to some new project that she either already worked on or wanted to work on. So one of these opportunities that she goes for may be so competitive that it's difficult for her to realize it, to make it happen. Conditions are not favorable for her to see it brought to fruition. Now this is good. Queen of Swords. This is about having very clear boundaries and being a direct communicator. So I guess this is saying that there won't be too many new developments in her love life, because she's dedicated to her current priorities and she's very firm about keeping her boundaries so that she doesn't get hurt again, or so that she protects her kids. And she's very discerning. She's a very stern decision maker. So that is the correct energy to be in if you're career and business focused. But it also feels like an energy of being protective, being guarded. I was going to say Selena. Rest in peace. I love Selena, but this is about Shakira. So Shakira seems to be very guarded at this time. Six of Pentacles, overgiving. This is about someone that was in a position of abundance, giving to those in need, but there's not an even give and take. So there was some unfairness here, overgiving. She may be overgiving of herself, overcommitted to her work, her projects, or this card may be reinforcing that she has those firm boundaries because she doesn't want to be in a situation where she's overgiving in her love life again. So I guess this is a subtle way of indicating that she still has some healing to do, some traumas to get over. Oh, Ace of Cups in reverse. No love. This is a loss of love. This is a repression of one's emotions. So as I was picking up on this idea of Shakira being guarded from this Queen of Swords, it seems like she doesn't want to find love again because she's so scared of being hurt again, or not scared. She's drained. She's weary. She's drained of that experience and doesn't want to relive that. Or this could be saying it's not destiny for her to find love again, at least no time soon. So it's good that she's career focused, because it does not seem to be in the cards for her right now. Love does not seem to be in the cards for her. She's about her money, protecting her family, protecting things of value, because there's a fear of loss. She knows that she's entering the years where most other women are not able to earn as much as they did. Whereas in her situation, she still looks great. She could still dance. She can still continue to earn, but maybe her priorities shift a little bit, where while she wants to take on new projects, she probably doesn't want to do the same amount of volume that it would take to continue earning in a certain way. If she was touring a lot more before, maybe she wants to slow down on the touring, and that's why she wants to be more conservative with the coins, more conscious of protecting what she has and not overspending, so that she doesn't have to work twice as hard to recoup. So mind on the money. She's got her money on her mind. But the good thing is she's happy with her decisions, the way she's living, the way she is accomplishing, the way she's raising her kids. She seems to be content based off of this Nine of Cups. She's getting her wish somehow. Or maybe she gets some wish around a creative project that it didn't work out in the initial stages, but then maybe eventually it does. I don't know if that's like, who knows, maybe does she act? Maybe she wants to go do like a Broadway or something, or something, some ambition that at first it won't work out for her, but maybe eventually she will get this new thing that she wants to do. Two of Swords, tough decisions being made already, and feeling the relief and the mental clarity of that. So some sacrifices and surrendering that she'll have to do, severing ties with something or someone. And I want to just wrap things up. Oh, look at that. Knight of Cups, uncertainty. Ooh, unhealthy attachments, trauma, toxicity. Yeah, I'll keep that one. I don't know if this one is really, I'll keep it just in case. So to finish this Shakira reading, let me see, what order did I get these in? I think it was like this. Shakira has unfinished business with this world card in reverse. So she's on the right path by continuing with her ambitions, because it seems like that's an important part of her life journey, for her to feel self-actualization and to feel fulfillment with herself. There is more that she needs to accomplish in her career to finish out whatever her life experience was supposed to be in this lifetime. But there is a lot of uncertainty in terms of when and how and who and where. This uncertainty over unknown information, this is perhaps feeding into some anxieties, or there's some illusion that she kind of needs to get some clarity on. This is the second time in this spread that we're seeing this idea of illusions. And we finish off with these two cards that are bittersweet, because the devil is saying that there are some attachments that Shakira might need to release. There is some either codependency or some bad influences, bad habits, maybe some past traumas, maybe some addictions. Maybe she's addicted to work or something. There is some company that Shakira's keeping, or some mentality or something in her life habitually that she needs to break free from. And maybe that's what the Two of Swords was saying, that there is some change that she needs to make, a permanent change that she needs to sever from her life, either a person, either a mentality, either a lifestyle, either a career option needs to be severed for her to grow into her better self or the next stage in her life journey. And then this Knight of Cups indicates a potential new love or a business proposal. The Knight of Cups is usually a person that can be very charming, romantic. This is about someone that focuses on beauty and has a lot of sensitivity. But this idea of romanticizing things as well could be an extension of this idea of illusions. So maybe Shakira feels like she can go on with this career-focused lifestyle for a longer time than is realistic. And at some point, the universe might want her to stop and change her priorities. So perhaps she will be offered an opportunity to make a big life change, or to dive into something that she loves, since the Knight of Cups could propose something that is somewhat of a change of lifestyle, which the Knight of Swords upright indicates a change of lifestyle. Since we got it in reverse, it could be saying that Shakira has been resisting that kind of change because she's a little chaotic with her focus on so many different options at this time and trying to seize all these opportunities. But it seems like the universe might be asking her to shift her focus from career to love and personal life at some point. So while she is completing her mission, fulfilling herself with this World card and Nine of Cups, having her way, fulfilling her wishes, her dreams, she is eventually going to have to pivot into a love focus. And hopefully that comes in the form of someone that she turns out to really like, dating her and taking her by surprise. She might meet this person by happenstance unexpectedly, the same way she met PK, and find a whole new appetite for love, since we saw that at this time she does not want love, or love is not finding her the way she'd want. It's kind of sad to see this card. I mean, I know that I already spoke about it, but what I get from this card is like someone emptied her cup. You know, it's like a sadness, it's like pain, it's like crying. Someone emptied her cup, and I'm sad to see that for Shakira, that she went through so much pain over that ex. I mean, spending that many years and sharing 2 kids with someone, of course, is going to be impactful for anyone. So naturally, it's going to take her a while to heal from that and to let her guard down. But hopefully she can take the steps to do the character development to welcome love again and to not miss any good opportunities for our girl Shakira. So Witch Priest said maybe she doesn't want to make a hasty decision because time's running out. She's more invested in herself. It definitely does seem that she is invested in herself. She is very serious about prioritizing herself and her career at this time, and very serious about maximizing her income and protecting that wealth for herself and for her kids, so that she doesn't have to hustle so hard down the line. But there's some hidden information, some uncertainty that is perhaps causing her to overcompensate in the career. Like, she just doesn't know what's going to happen next in terms of if the world changes, if there's another pandemic, if there's, you know, a different form of media that, you know, causes her to just be challenged in the way that she is currently earning. She doesn't want to allow herself to be caught in a situation where she didn't maximize this current set of opportunities. So she's got her mind on her money and her money on her mind, as that earlier card said. No love in her cards yet, but eventually, yes. So I guess whoever she recently went on a date with is just that, just a date. And we'll tell if we start to see Shakira open up to new love and let these guards down. Okay, so any other questions in the chat before I jump off? Let's see. I haven't been checking all my chats. Let's see. Hello. Yes, I did do a reading on Spain and Portugal. You should be able to rewind if you're on the purple or red platform. The tube that is for you, and you look like you're already on the purple one, so you should be able to rewind right there. Okay, if there's no more questions, I'm going to just wrap up my stream. Thank you for your question, Witch Priest, if you're still there, and thank you for your input on what you thought the cards were saying. I love having informed people in my stream, and that's one of the benefits of this format. So let me, this should take this time. I could hear you. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's great. Oh, thank you, Witch Priest. That is a great compliment. I appreciate it. I'm so glad you enjoyed, because sometimes energetically I'm a little off. Like, I'm like, oh, the other people that are watching this probably think this reading is so boring, and, you know, I'm just, maybe it's me, maybe I'm drained, but thank you for enjoying. Thank you for interacting and contributing, and you know, it really makes it all worth it. It's very inspiring to hear from my viewers, from the audience, and sometimes I need those boosts to keep going, you know. So thank you. Hearts for you, and hearts for my people that are watching this vertically. All right, so I will wrap up my stream If we have no more questions, let me just pull up my notes here and fix my sleeve. I've had a rogue sleeve all night. Okay, make sure I'm centered. Let's go. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to be notified of when I do these streams. Of course, be in touch if you'd like a personal reading. The link is in bio. Thank you all for your likes, for your hearts, for your comments, and for your support. Big hearts right back at you. As a small and new creator, it means so much. So thank you. Hearts right back. Love my audience. I wish you all abundance and illumination. May divine light radiate through your life. Keep shining. Hey, hey. One more flash of the nail game. I did some football themed, soccer themed, and Brazil themed. I don't know if you guys could see it. Ooh, I'm zooming in. I'll be back next weekend to do a reading on who will win the final World Cup, you guys. So come on back for that. All right. Smooches. Take care. Bye. Ciao.